treasure that's so shiny. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder, and my partners love me for it. I'm a natural 20 when it comes to being me. I'm a time traveler, so Alonzi. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder, and proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder, and proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder. I'm proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder. I'm proud to be in whatever sitch, like singing on Twitch or playing D&D. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder. You may call me obsessive, but I just border on being a collector and being a dragon that sits atop my treasure that's so shiny. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder, and my partners love me for it. I'm a natural 20 when it comes to being me. I'm a time traveler, so Alonzi. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder, and proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder, and proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder. I'm proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder. I'm proud to be in whatever sitch, like singing on Twitch or playing D&D. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder. You may call me obsessive, but I just border on being a collector and being a dragon that sits atop my treasure that's so...
Hi everybody! Welcome to a Misty short session. I'm in my invis, so I'm going to start spawning in my dorm.
Hold up.
Tyr just picked
Don't worry, we're gonna toss you down a ladder. You're fine.
You're gonna toss me down here.
He can survive.
I can survive.
Why are we tossing bodies into the goddamn blacksmith?
Into Cthulhu Squad. Okay. Alright then. Let's get going, shall we?
It's very, very confusing, but...
Anyway, Scholar, real quick, what did I miss at the club because the steel
Hello, everyone.
things happened?
Hi,
So apparently one of Sapphire's dream citizens was feeding off her negative emotions or something, and now it's running around
dear.
looking like Sapphire, but covered in dragon's blood.
Oh dear.
Okay, I'm gonna go outside now.
Mm.
I forget
Oh,
that
beg
I
your
heard
pardon.
that
What in dragon smut? What?
I actually have a vial of dragon's blood. He like
Huh.
taps the glass. You are
Oh,
gonna help me
dear.
do amazing things, my little friend.
Hello, miss.
Oh dear.
Hello there, how are you?
I don't know if that's a good idea
Good.
to say that in front of
Are you looking to do any trading
one
this
of our
evening?
patrons.
Trading. We can't think of anything we might need at the moment. We did some shopping recently, so... But thank you anyway.
Oh, alright then. You looking to sell anything, perhaps?
Not at the moment, but if we think of anything, we'll certainly let you know, sir.
Oh, absolutely. I'll be here for a little
We
bit.
know each other.
Oh, sure, certainly.
Oh,
Thank you.
okay.
Alright, see you around.
Hello there. Hello, Mr. Link.
Seb, how are you?
Hello, for the most part. Are you alright?
Not really.
What's been going on?
Oh, what's the phrase?
Hey, Tommy, good to see you.
Business as usual.
Of course, but...
I've-
Anything more specific?
Yeah. Well, do you have a time? Do you got a moment I could talk to you then? Because that's gonna take a bit.
We're
maybe,
here.
give or take. I don't know. I guess that's a suffice answer I'm gonna get. All right.
Come on.
Shit. Okay, miss. Oh, okay, that was awkward.
Well, say hey, Daniel. Thanks for the lurk. Or unlurk, I don't know.
You know, you could probably already notice. I haven't been really exactly 100% me lately.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, it is. The overprotectionist was one thing. Where I threatened, pretty much murdered somebody for a little to nothing reason.
Mm-hmm.
I've been dealing with emotions that I'm not used to. I have a hard time coping. Mainly because of my infatuation with Navi.
Somehow we thought so.
Yeah. And well, it's not fully Navi. I mean, the other parts, it's just the same feelings I had since like before the war of Zaris. Feeling I'm not good enough. I'm going to let down. I'm not. Blah blah blah. Those feelings I've told you probably before. Those are coming back, but more tenfold. With I feel like I'm letting Navi down. I'm letting the guild down again. I'm letting my friends down. I'm letting you down as one of my closest friends.
Why? What makes you think that?
Because I feel like no matter what I do, right or wrong, it's not. Well, it's wrong. I do something right, it's not right. I do something wrong, I just still get, the shit end of the stick. Good intentions or not. And I'm getting slightly better, but I feel like I'm not doing it right. Like I'm just bottling it up. Part of it I have good reason to, even though it's not really a healthy or good way of doing. I know.
No.
I know that.
What do you think is a good reason?
So you remember what Joe always liked to tell people back several months ago? Don't make deals. Navi made a deal. She's the one who actually started said deal. However, from what I understood, and I'm not fully 100 believing it yet, it's more beneficial than anything, but with my experiences of how people make deals in this place, it's too good to be true.
This is actually the first time I'm actually seeing her.
Right.
So she made a deal so she can be bigger, more, I think, more permanently or by choice than just drinking a potion and be temporary.
Remember the dream that I had that kept the backup?
Macy, she was
That's
looking to
kind of
change
the-
herself.
She's trying to help.
Some of the parts.
She wants to see as a strategic way to help people when it comes to battle.
Thought it would be nice since it kind of helped
Because,
me out.
being 2.5 feet tall, you can only do so much in battle. Not that it doesn't have its perks, but
You would have thought so.
I mean, the way I see it, it actually has more perks.
That's what we thought.
Small.
Faster, harder to hit. Smaller target.
I've seen and witnessed enough and been
Yeah.
part of enough horror stories to know that's not good.
What happened?
And I reckon I want
There's an
attention.
evil, creepy version of Sapphire running around.
So, normal Sapphire. Okay,
But
she's
why
not evil or
does
creepy.
I
once
had a
Navi
talk
did
with
make you feel like
Most of the time.
you're doing something wrong?
I'll come back to this later. It looks like they're busy.
Oh, she's back out.
Because I feel like part of it, she doesn't trust me for some reason. I feel like that she would rather choose everything but me. No, I just want to spend time with her. That's it. Like, just hang out with her. Simple as that. And as Holly would say, I talked to her about it yesterday. She kind of gave me some okay leg. Some advice. And, well, just more give me food for thought. And the way she
Was?
said it is, well, I want the attention, the affection, which she's not wrong. The fact that I could potentially end up hurting her, which is the third person so far today. Well, not today, but since Nami's been around, that people are saying that I've been hurting her, and that bugs me. Which goes back to my thought of, well, I'm a letdown because I'm trying to do the opposite of that. But in return, I'm doing the one thing that I swear I'm not trying to do. She also mentioned that my talents are wasted here at this guild. Which kind of made me think a little too. Because I don't know where I would go.
Do you
I
think
wouldn't go
that's
to the
true?
Purple Lotus. I don't know. There are two people trying to be heroes. Fuck. Navi excluded. We're the only ones here that try to be heroes. The difference between you and me, though, is, well, you're a bard. You can spread the stories with your song and dance. You can heal. Me? I'm just a swordsman. A frontline fighter. But there's so many of mercenaries.
There's never a
I'm
just
easily
to that
replaceable, you're
statement.
not.
So would we be?
It's not a good
There's so
statement,
many
no.
healers here. And sporters.
Yep.
That's a good thing.
We have so many healers, but you're the one of the few people that's been around longer, been more active than any other healers.
That doesn't mean anything. That's why we're all here. To learn, to gain more experience.
Well, because you also are a bard. You spread your stories through song and dance. I have an ocarina, yes. But I'm not a bard. I can't spread stories well like you can. That's
Of course
your
you
job.
can. You're a great storyteller, though. You're probably better than we are in that aspect.
I don't know about that.
We're musicians.
I
And
just,
sometimes a story just needs words.
you want to know something, Eb? The one time, other than missions, I actually felt useful was the war. I felt useful during the war. I was able to help the citizens of Saphira City. I was able to help out with all the factions of the metaverse, whether if it's the Misty Shore, Purple Lotus, Aegis, and
Right.
countless other fractions I don't even know about.
Sorry, can we help you?
Yes. My apologies if I am intruding on a private conversation. I had not been programmed for subtlety.
It's fine. Do you need a staff
I
member
am-
then?
No, I am Higgs's ship. Apologies, I am Higgs's ship's AI, Valentine. I am aware that I have met Link here before, but I have not met you, Eb and Flo.
Oh, very nice to meet you, Valentine.
Yes.
Has there been any
If
word
I
about
am
what
intruding,
happened?
my apologies. No, from what I am aware of, I am here to examine the area and to see if I can pick up any trace on Higgs and the ghost form that you saw. I was informed of that. However, I am here for 3 reasons. 1, to talk to Damian Gray. That priority has already been filled. 2, to speak to anyone else who is on Higgs's will, which is currently being worked on. And 3, to investigate the issue here with Higgs. I am here to fulfill the second priority, which is why I'm here to speak to both of you.
The both of us.
Oh, well.
Yes,
So well.
it is a
Last Testament.
last testament, and I wish to reiterate 2 things that I have been telling the people who were the closest to Higgs. Both of you, he has listed down as people in his will, so I am also, with cross-referencing other data, he has spoken about both of you in Captain's logs. I am here to deliver you each a gift, as well as share with you some information.
Okay.
That would be the normal Sapphire.
Drags. But he's not gone.
As for the first thing, correct. However, and this is the first thing I wish to tell you, to undergo the task of coming back from the dead, as Higgs usually does, he has done this 166 times to my memory. This is a lot of times, and each time it increasingly gets very difficult.
Let me see.
It requires a great deal of willpower, and it is a curse that has been passed down upon him, similar to how, yes, Davi works, but This person does not have clearance. I do not know who you are.
Oh.
My apologies.
Pardon us.
I would like to have what is called a private conversation. Can I ask for you to come back in 5 minutes? Thank you for your assistance. My apologies. Subtlety is not within my programming.
I understand.
As I was saying, it is a great test of willpower for him to come back. And given his current mindset after the War of the Hand of Zaris and other issues, including, but not limited to, the Red Mana and other issues as well, companions dying, etc., I have calculated that he has an 87.98% chance of not returning. He will most likely stay dormant.
But he was here. That must mean something,
Yes.
right?
Yes, this has never happened to my knowledge, so it might be something to do with the universe itself, or something else. It has never died in the multiverse before, so this is all new data, and unexpected things will most likely happen. There is always hope. Additionally, there is another way to assist him, but the threshold has not been met yet.
What's that? Is there any way we can help?
Yes, but not currently, as data is inconclusive, and I do not have access to the brand.
Let me see.
Ram has taken it, and I do not know where it is, neither do many people, but as she is a grieving wife, I am letting her have her time.
Of course.
Additionally, there is a possible theory that may work as well with the individual known as D. They have access to a place called the Lost Acres. Apparently it is a place of rest for lost souls. It is potentially an option for the brand to be taken there, and possibly the issue being resolved in one way or another. So there is hope.
That's good. That's a
What I wanted
start.
to talk to you about earlier, but you guys were busy.
Nikhil, you have clearance. I am Valentine.
Oh yes, I've heard you before. I don't think we've actually met.
That is correct. Additionally, there are two things that I must give to you as my protocol Dead Man's Gun has been activated. This protocol means that I must go and give away items that were in Higgs's will and deliver those items on a case that Ran or Higgs could not. That is part of one of my core protocols. And I give to you each a scroll.
Thank you.
That scroll is a scroll of black hole. Wherever you point, a black hole will emerge and the scroll will be consumed. It will suck anything within 20 feet of it, and they will be destroyed. That is a scroll of darkness. Higgs intended it for the Hand of Zaris war, but it will most likely never be used again. I hope you will find a situation where you will need to use it, otherwise keep it as a reminder for the war and you and Higgs working together potentially.
Understood.
Incredible.
I hope these items are useful.
Certainly will be. Thank you, Mr. Valentine.
Higgs has also spoken a considerable amount about both of you. If he does not return, he did cherish you as friends. That is all.
Feeling was mutual.
All right.
Thank you.
I must go examine the courtyard for traces of mana.
Understood.
Yeah, so Dee and Tanix had an encounter on their ship. I think it was with the Ghost Higgs rogue encountered here the other day.
So
You
did
spoke
we.
of in the communications. No, it wasn't there when I got there, but Dee left to her acres to investigate, and she wanted to get in touch with Rogue. The last I knew, he was here.
Right. We're not quite sure where he went once he
So
went
that
back inside. We
storm-
had to stay with Mr. Arik.
That
How's he
storm.
doing?
Stable enough.
I was sure when they got back from that mission to destroy the hive, they were all pretty banged up.
Right. He said that's what happened to him. We didn't know he had another form, though. It was a little confusing.
I wondered what that was. I haven't really met Eric that much in the first place.
Hopefully Valentine can find something. Something useful.
Maybe if Dee or Tanix show up, they can help.
We'll keep an eye out then.
If you see Rogue, pass along the message.
Of course.
I can probably get in touch with Dee or Tanix if he needs me to. I'm a member of Tanix's crew, so I can get back to the
No.
ship.
You were looking for... Wait, Mr. Rogue or Misty?
Rogue.
Right. I know. Valentine needed to find Dee. Alright. We'll let him know if we see him.
Okay, I should probably talk to Valentine then.
Always busy.
Never a dull day.
No.
Where is everyone today?
We're not certain. Everyone's been busy.
Ugh.
I guess the big question is, Mr. Link, what are you looking for?
What am I looking for? Well, my mind is so fogged up with Navi, I can't even answer that question with 100%
Tails.
honesty. If I'm gonna be blunt and straightforward with you. I want to be useful somehow. I want to be useful to the guild, you, Navi, Holly, every one of my friends here.
But you think you aren't.
Most times, yeah.
Everyone knows their uses. Some may see it, some may not.
That's
You may think
not helpful, but
you may think you're not being, but that doesn't mean you aren't.
I don't see it then.
It's fine to not see it, but like we said, it doesn't make it true.
If you can't see it, then it's your quest to find it. Now that's purpose.
Yeah, you weren't here in the part of the conversation I say no matter what I do, it's just wrong. I can do the right thing and it'd still be wrong to almost everyone's eyes.
Well, that's just down to a matter of opinion. Some people might think it's good, some people might think it's bad.
I understand that. I could be a villain in someone's eyes. I get that.
Some people are even a villain in their own eyes.
Honestly, my
Well,
main
as long as
concern
what
is
you're
not...
fighting for, you think it's good, then that's worth fighting for.
Have you talked to Miss Navi about all the things you've been feeling?
Somewhat. Lately, the last few days, we haven't really spent any time. She's usually sleeping or working, or I'm at the Lotus. She wasn't even at the Lotus last night. I spent maybe 10 minutes with her Wednesday. She was out with Mr. Hamish, I think that's his name.
Mr. Ham, yes.
She's been hanging with him quite a bit, which I'm not really a fan of, but can't tell her who she can and can't talk to. She's her own person. Scared
Why
I'm
don't you
probably
like
gonna
Mr.
lose her to
Ham?
him. It's not that I dislike him, it's the fact that I'm jealous. I feel that he's flirting with her, and I feel that she's half-assed doing the same. And that's kind of what caused the problem to begin with, is because of me being upset. Because I happen to have feelings, end up causing her to for her to be interested in him. But she's confirmed that to me Tuesday at the fort. Despite the fact that she told me a couple weeks ago or a week ago that she said that she claimed to love me.
This is out of character. Okay, you're smelling blood.
I guess it depends on what she sees relationships as versus what you do. And you need to work that out between yourselves and each other. You've noticed this a lot.
I'm trying, but I know she's confused. She wants space, so I've been giving it to her. I'm calming down the whole affection, despite the essence of sin that we did. That one was kind of hard.
Right. We're not going to have that back anymore.
But it's understandable. That was an interesting choice of drink, but shit was strong. But yeah, the effects for it was sometimes not worth it.
The supplier's gone anyway.
Honestly?
After what happened to Zafira.
Honestly, I'm glad that my sin was lust and not like wrath or anything worse. I feel like that could have been a whole lot worse. Just being laughed at, made fun at because I went to horny jail, for the funds. It was more funny than, chaotic.
Maybe. But just remember that no one's ever stuck on one. It seems a little bit less at the moment for you and a little bit more envy.
Well, if I would have taken it now, I would have felt that would be the case, yes.
We can understand that. That would probably be ours too.
I've only known you both for so long at this point, that doesn't honestly surprise me. I remember your story a little bit. And then some. So that doesn't surprise me. For me, it's just more like I've never felt this infatuated before. As strong a feeling. I've had my, you know, feelings for people, but genuinely, when I know that it's not gonna happen, it's okay, whatever, move on, drink my pain away, and I'll be okay in 2, 3 days, and everything's fine. I'm gonna say this for the record now. I haven't gotten to that point, though. Damn near tempted to fucking drink my fucking whatever away. But I know that's not smart.
I'm glad you understand that.
I know it's not. Because the fact that if I did, I'd probably kill myself. That's why I haven't. I don't want to die yet.
Good. Plenty of people who don't want you to either.
That's reassuring, huh? So this is what I've been trying to deal with lately. It's just that I'm trying to deal with my petty emotion of jealousy, which I fucking hate that emotion with a fiery passion. Ugh. Trying to deal with my relationship with Navi and hopefully to improve it without making matters worse. Giving her the space that she kind of asked for. But at the same time, I've noticed I'm lonely.
Well, jealousy is always something you can work on. It might seem
I'm
like the
getting
most
better.
terrible
It's
thing,
just, it's a terrible thing, though. Like, jealousy does more harm than good. In my
You're
opinion,
right.
anyway.
You're absolutely right.
I don't want to be jealous anymore, Evan. I understand that relationship has ups and downs, but I'm tired of feeling down all the fucking time. I've been fucking upset, depressed, whatever, for like a week, maybe. I'm tired of this. I'm really tired of this. I'm pretty sure the people around me are tired of seeing me like this. I'm not gonna blame them.
And part of that is up to you to work on and talk to those who might be able to help you. Maybe you really should try to talk to Miss Veronica. She keeps saying that everyone has an ear for, like she has an ear for if anyone needs it.
She told me she had picked up like several mini clients, and like, poor girl's already busy as it is, and I'm just one really messed up case of.
Stop it.
Insert tragic backstory here.
Like you said herself, it's her job, and from what we can tell, she at least enjoys it enough to reach out to anyone who will talk to her. Now she's learning magic too.
Why is she learning magic?
Well, from what we learned at the fork, she has an affinity for healing, which doesn't surprise us at all. Mr.
Okay,
Treval
that
helped
makes
her connect to being able to channel for the first time. If she stops by today, you really should try to talk to her. We think it would definitely at least give you some perspective that you might not have realized. It couldn't hurt, right?
No more than I already am feeling, so no. I do
There
damn
you
well
go.
on my own.
For another one of your points?
I want to cry.
Saying to another one of your points, we can definitely tell you that you're certainly not useless, and we at least what you said earlier, you remembered our story, that is very much appreciated. That's the one thing we can only hope for from as many people as possible, so that is a big help to us. So thank you.
VRChat. I know the story between you two. Well,
That's
at
all
least
we'd
what you're willing
ask.
to tell me.
Okay, I can smell you. I know you're.
Well, there's so much more I still want to ask, but I know that there's more that you don't want to say. I'm not pushing it.
You know the story that we want to tell. We'd like you to pass that along eventually.
Yes. A story that you want to tell, I'll tell. But honestly, at the same time, I also want to know the real story.
That is the real story.
Understood. I remember you. You were at the Lotus. Well, this little guy over here, or thing.
Oh. Hello there.
You and Holly have been helpful
Hey, Doc.
so far to me.
Apparently.
I just, at this point, I know what I gotta do. It's just, I don't know how to deal with it. I feel like, it's like Holly said. I want affection. I never really had time to spend with my family when they were alive. Except for my mom, I never really got to know them. My relationship with my dad was the closest thing that I had for love. He died when I was a young kid. Meeting Navi changed my life. That giant Spartan guy, what was his name? That was here with us earlier.
Believe he went by Mr. Biohazard?
Biohazard. Interesting name.
I believe.
So mentioned something about fighting for something. That's something I need to answer myself sometime. And another question of why I joined this guild again. Not the same answer as I did when I originally started.
Which is fine.
Yeah. Though I like to keep the original one because it reminds us, well, me, of Blaze.
That's fine too. As long as you're willing to keep thinking and keep working on how to get yourself out of, I don't know, what's the term here? The rut? Then there's at least hope.
Trying to hold on to that hope.
Good.
At this point, again, my mind's so fogged up with wanting to be with Navi.
What?
Is that Sapphire?
Huh?
my god.
Oh,
That is not a sapphire.
Scared you. Yeah,
that's different.
you did scare me. You got. This is one of
It'll
her
be like
dream
sapphire if she was a.
topias, actually. That's not actually sapphire.
I was just gonna say it along the
Oh.
lines that it reminded me of like a Nightmare Realm version of her if she was around Cookie.
Right.
No, this is actually one of Sapphire's creations.
I mean,
Scholar told me that she came by the Dragon Sword Club today, so.
I was created from all the dark thoughts Sapphire has.
so you're her darkness.
The one where she thinks everyone hates her. Oh, that's a good one.
I see what you are. You're her repressed emotion.
In a way.
Everybody has that.
Oh, there she goes.
God is forbid if I ever meet mine.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just wanted to see what was going on out of here. I didn't want to disturb your conversation.
Oh, it's fine. I'm just a fucking love-born fool. And an idiot. It's fine.
Someone who apparently needs a hug. Come here.
Oh, I thought you hit me.
No.
Group hug! Hug.
Thank you, Miss Celine.
Of course.
How do you do it, Celine?
I'm doing okay.
No. You misunderstand. How do you do it? With you and
How do you-
Autumn.
Oh, we're doing fine. We're doing great. Things have been peaceful, just a little bit chaotic, but nothing we can't handle.
I think Mr. Link is
Y'all
trying
been
to
together
ask,
for-
yeah, how do you maintain the relationship?
Maintain it?
Keep it going.
He's looking for
Keep it
relationship
going?
advice.
Oh. Well, usually
Everybody's having a counter revolution.
What?
Oh, what?
Counter
A counter revolution.
What's a
Everybody
counter revolution?
Everybody
We're not a
jumped onto the
government.
counter.
Oh, all right.
First it was
That's-
Scaly, and then slowly but surely everybody else joined in.
So you're saying we should call Galdir?
Well, good to know.
I
Thank
mean,
you. Also, hello, I'm Eb. Or Ebb and Flow. Nice to meet you.
I'm Ender.
Xander.
Hmm?
Pleasure.
Oh,
You should
okay.
remember
You're
me
much.
with the
Yeah, the
cloak.
blood bag looking thing.
Hmm?
Now you have this
redid it.
flying camera. Looks like a flying
It
camera.
doesn't record anything, or doesn't have any ammo.
Oh, so it has a gun. Okay.
It's interesting. It's like one of Mr.
I
Bishop's
have to
drones
figure
almost.
out the mechanics to make it where I can control it.
Oh, that's really cool.
Hmm. For now, I can hold my weight and carry me up or down.
Ooh.
Well, shall
That's
we
really
take a look at
cool.
the counter revolution while you two talk?
You go for it.
Yeah.
Be careful.
I don't know
Always.
if everybody's on the counter now or not.
Well, I guess we'll find out. Ah, it
Hopefully
continues.
everybody's on the counter.
We heard something about a counter revolution.
To chop people's arms off.
Hello,
Yeah,
Mr.
there's a
Good.
counter revolution going on.
Revolution.
Time to get
Yes.
up.
Yes, I have.
Okay, then you
It
just
depends
weird.
which person
At
you're
least the
talking
counter
to,
seems to be
so.
strong enough to handle that. That's always a
If
plus.
it's someone you hate, fine. But if it's
there's
just
already
for
a crack.
fun, like
There's already a
nobody likes
crack.
getting their arms chopped off.
Yeah, someone with a 6
Bio
or
brought
the
it back
no,
to
no,
down
two
here
tons.
and it's a badass.
Wait, where's the crack?
Tons of weight.
Especially it's over
Where is it?
Over here.
Wait, which part? Over there?
Right
There?
Right there.
Alright, thank you. We can handle it.
there.
Let's start casting mending.
Sorry about that.
That's fine.
By definition, yes.
Oh.
Morally,
I mean, it's kind of like a hollow sun.
Morality is a societal construct. Really
we're all machines in the societal construct that is the government.
Made by animals so that they can get used to
Because animals don't define good and evil. They don't. They don't need it.
There we go.
No, they don't.
You give an animal a treat,
That was cool.
Thank you.
They're gonna see you as a
Just a bit of mending. It's a
They're
cantrip.
gonna go back to you. They're not
And we know we're gonna have to prestidigitate the counter too as well, since people put food on it. Probably not the most sanitary with all the feet.
evil, therefore. Even then, good and evil.
Sometimes animals
You're not
are
wrong
smart
about
enough
that.
to be able to
Also, hi. I'm Eberine. And my sister Flo. We're Ebb and Flo. Nice to meet you.
I'm Eros.
And therefore,
Eros. Pleasure to meet you.
I'm one of Jay's apprentices.
That you're in, because the thing is,
Jay?
some people say like something is good, but then other people might say
Red shirt, helmet on.
Therefore, good and evil is not strictly defined. It is a set of
I'm not certain if we've met them
guidelines in
yet.
society.
And we're saying something's good or evil.
We'll have to introduce ourselves properly if that's the case. It's nice to meet you. Welcome.
It's all down to opinion. If you think it's bad, it's fucking bad. That's it.
Alright, so what I'm getting is Sapphire splits her personality into good and evil. Now there's two of them. What the hell happened to my hand?
Ah, yes, that happened.
What the future would
We were
be.
saying it seemed a bit like,
Is Dead Sapphire still Sapphire?
Miss Whitechip and Miss Cece's realm.
So is that one called Sapphire?
You mean a nightmare?
Ruby.
Someone
bit.
called me
Ruby?
Ruby earlier. I think
Ruby.
That.
Yeah, I think Ruby. 'Cause
So-
you're red.
Ruby?
This one is Sapphire's evil personality, it seems. And Sapphire's good personality is apparently still in Dreamtopia.
Or at least the personality that wants to hurt things because it's fun.
Right.
Oh, I only want to carry out the actions that Sapphire thinks about.
Oh, so you're unrestricted side. That's fine.
Well, no,
So you're
remember,
not
evil
Sapphire's
side of
conscience.
Sapphire. It's still Sapphire, just like the
man
evil
that
thing
worked
she
for
wants to do,
Irene last
right?
night and ripped out someone's heart. Ooh, she wanted to go after him after that.
Fair.
And, oh my goodness.
That's it. I'm out.
Wait, do you say last
That
night?
sounds edgy.
Like yesterday?
She went to the
I'm gonna fucking
Leonhardt
rip
Club
out your
and there was a
heart.
bad man
Ugh.
there.
Who's the Leonhardt?
Well,
She
did that happen a while
because
ago?
she's black and
My
red.
organization, not my problem.
Apparently there are a lot.
To be fair, my dress is soaked with blood.
And I don't like it either way.
So that's what that is.
Well, to be
Thought we
fair,
smelled
it's a
metal.
red dress anyway, so it masks.
That's what I've been
masks the
smelling
blood.
this whole time.
Ah, okay.
Not
Yeah,
the
they're
first
also
time we've had to
blinding-
deal with that.
They're kind of blinding me with magic. My magic sense is going off.
If I prestidigitate your dress, what's gonna happen?
Sapphire has a evil
I don't know.
side.
Postal
You can
digigration?
try to clean it.
Okay, if it's just gonna be like, oh, no,
I
there's still
wouldn't
more
when they
blood,
say it
because
like
guess
that.
what? It's a dress of perpetual bleeding.
Sensitive with sex. Try
Well, then
not
go
to
ahead and
get her
try.
because she has dragon blood as
Sounds
her
like
dragon.
a weird.
Why is it not dripping on the floor in that case?
I don't like
To be
that.
fair, we would not be surprised if a dress of perpetual bleeding is actually a thing.
I don't recommend it.
I ain't touching, nope.
There are mops around here, right?
We got someone.
Oh, we do have
That's dripping on the
prestidigitation.
floor.
Either way.
Yeah.
Prestidigitation.
We'll just have to do that a lot.
Most of us in this guild know how to prestidigitate, so...
Yeah. Well, we need to at this point.
24 hours.
Yeah, a lot of messes happen.
Like, we already have to do the counter for the feet.
Wait, what's going
in charge of like guild activities.
I'm still standing here.
To be fair, people
Yeah, you didn't clean your boots.
For good reason.
That's a fair point.
I walked here. Enough evil dragon.
You're walking in.
I'm fucking walking in.
No.
Walking in.
I had to fucking walk here. It's fucking bullshit. Couldn't take the bus here.
I can't hide behind you if you keep moving.
I can't hide behind you if you keep moving.
I think everyone else is off the counter.
I don't like spiders.
Hello. Oh shoot,
Explain myself. I'll perhaps be your surgeon.
Memories are being thrown.
Simple as that. Yeah, pleasure to meet you.
It really has been a minute, hasn't it?
Always willing to welcome more healers. It's not the same person, though.
Well, I don't know if you would recognize this person. But yeah.
Okay, this is either a person I know from, like, not even know, but recognize from like a book.
Alright, take one guess who you think it might be.
I know what you're gonna do.
Similar stature.
Similar stature. Pretty sure similar hairstyle.
Comes here often. Yeah, similar. Of course. Decently similar.
Arguably violent.
Has wing.
Sorry. Perhaps stay clear of us.
Yeah.
I know people
Okay.
I just kind of accept so.
Where is usually a witch's hat?
I still recognize.
It's not my fault either.
Technically, no, they're the same person. To answer your question, do you know Sapphire?
See nature. You know how it is.
Affirmative.
This is her evil personality because Sapphire split good and evil.
He'll be coming through eventually. I certainly
How does that make sense? I thought they were both at once.
Oh, no worries.
They were both at once?
Please,
Yeah, like that was their shtick. Like they were both the freaking the mafia don as well as like the sweet and innocent little girl. Like,
Yeah, but you can have that combined, but like something tore it apart, and now this is literally the evil part, and the other side's the good part. Like you split. Like you see.
Oh boy.
No. Oh, you left? You just got up and left?
She is someone from her dream dimension that fed on all her negative emotions.
Thank you, though.
how does that? Yeah, so like, why would you do that? Fair enough. Do I address you as Sapphire?
No, we're calling her Ruby.
The man over there with the.
Alright, Ruby. That's actually.
So all her hatred, all her blood lies, all the things she wants to do but still tells her no.
Okay, so Ruby, why the heck did
If
you do that? You just blew your
negative emotion, how does she have the memory?
Well, while they try to explain that, can you give me something to drink, Apple?
Sure thing, what do you want? Surprise. Okay.
Surprise me, alcohol. Like, heaven.
Alright.
All of that trap rage and frustration.
Actually, let's go with... Let's do...
Their manifestation from the dream.
Okay. Wait. What?
That makes a little more sense.
So.
I mean, I could show you what I really look like, but I think that would kind of defeat the whole purpose.
Good seeing you again, Doctor.
Pleasure.
Gosh, it's already you're thinking. Okay, so you're doing good then. All right, bravo.
I could change
Just giving
my
advice on what he should
Mr. Gelder's mead might be better.
Mostly the people that stand on your nose.
Oh, I get to have the honor of trying out his mead.
That sounds ominous.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's really good. Very sparkly.
He said he might be interested, or at least, if Misty, Vanaka, and Miss Camille are interested, they might start selling some at the fork if they're up for it.
Yeah, but I'm still looking like her. Well, not completely like her, but...
Oh, there.
It was actually very fun. I scared a lot of people earlier. They thought that
I was just wondering who I
I get
talked
it,
to
because
about
Sapphire's a gem.
housing.
Right. No, I got it.
Oh, that would, I guess we can technically do that now.
Which is this?
Okay.
Get over here. Get over here. You're in the slap.
That's a good question.
I
Mr.
don't
Autumn?
know what they're like. No. Doubt.
Is there a price list for drinks here? We've never actually had to sell here before.
If it's a glass of alcohol, it's usually 3 or 4, depending on like if it's vodka, it's 4. If it's like the lesser stuff, it's 3.
All right.
If it's a bottle,
What about if it's
usually
Gildear's
7,
mead?
8. I didn't even know we sold that, so I don't.
We have it. I know you've done that. I know he's brought some before.
I'll just see Gildear and ask him, and I'll just give him the money.
Probably a good idea.
It's very good.
A glass.
We should be able to help you. Let me see if we can find the
Personal
fucking know.
list.
Alright, where were we? Oh yeah, you know you earned it.
Oh yeah. Why? Why did I earn it? Because I didn't realize that Sapphire was a gem and this one's called Ruby, so it kind of fits the scheme. Is the next one gonna be called Emerald?
Like a crystal dragon, wasn't it? Shouldn't
God.
have been very obvious.
Flint, come to the spawn box.
Oh.
Your wings were little gems.
Actually, Mr. Autumn? Mr. Autumn?
When you described that, I looked it up on this phone thing.
Mr. Autumn, would you be able to help them with a dorm placement possibly?
Oh,
We need to
yes,
step out for a
yes,
second.
yes, yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's fine.
What's up?
Okay, sorry.
Evil side. Never seen dragon. I've never seen dragon before.
Hi. What's up?
Hi, Flint. So, this one's a vampire. Someone here has something that is constantly dripping blood. She may or may not go almost feral. We're gonna basically have this little mini scene where she sees the thing. Everyone's like, "Oh no!" And then I'm going to restrain her, and you're gonna be like, "Sleep."
Okay.
Because Evangeline knows in character.
Okay, good to know.
You're going to
Thank you.
cast sleep, and then we're just gonna
Got
go
it.
carry her up to the dorms, let her go get some sleepy sleeps.
Okay.
And yeah.
Yeah, because we didn't know that this was gonna happen. Because we didn't. I walked in there, Ender walks up, and he's like, "Dress made of blood," and I'm like, "Fuck."
You're gonna be kidding me.
That sounds about right. Okay, let me get the...
Alright, if we can do this at least before my lesson, I'll be happy.
Yeah, we could totally get it done. I can go in now, start like interacting, setting things up.
Yeah.
Stella's a weak character. It'll be easy. Stella's
Do I
weak,
have
it'll
the
be
proper
easy
thing on
to
this?
train her, even out.
Okay, alright.
So I'm gonna head in,
I
start
got it.
establishing that Evangeline's there. You know, all that.
Alright,
There's
got
sleep.
it.
Okay.
I'm gonna also come in and be like, "Hello, guild members."
Okay, here we go.
Gotta be
Abigail.
the first thing I can do
You can probably talk to Ash about
I have feelings, you know.
Oh.
I know when you're very
Hello, Miss Evangeline. Good to see you. Have you been?
Obviously, if the pay is nice.
Come on, I'll
Just,
can I
this
tell you
man
something?
here is renting the
That's good.
Yes, we make
Step in, visit, see, familiarize myself.
Hey, scholars.
You're free to go to the Pixie Meters.
Yes, welcome to the guild hall. Not everyone here, of course, is a guild member. We do have it open for visitors, so...
Oh, hello, Mr. Clink.
I've a few things to handle since I just got here. I've actually got a lesson in the library in a minute, so good to see you tomorrow, so I'm grabbing something with... Yeah, fucking
You're a doctor?
Yes, yes.
Oh.
General practitioner and surgeon. Yes.
Wonderful.
I've been hired on by Mr. Ryash. My name's Dr. Rowan. I'll
Oh, really?
perhaps be operating on you and your compatriots.
Dr. Rowan, very nice to meet you. I'm Eb, and my sister
Pleasure.
Flo. Eb and Flo.
Pleasure.
We're healers as
Pleasure.
well, but not
Pleasure.
doctors type.
Not of the cut and suture variety.
No, not at all. More magic based, but we have to work with you then.
Of course. Well, I heard that you were perhaps one of my co-workers. I figured I would introduce myself. I
Of course.
have 8 years of medical schooling. Graduated with the, the big pharma company's scholarship to try to get more doctors out there. There's too many of them after all, but,
So you're a farmer too?
Pharma. No, pharma with a PH. It's pharmacy, like medical industry, big pharma.
We see. Sorry, we're still learning a bit about the terminology here.
No, you're fine. You're more than fine. But yes, I have 8 years of medical schooling. I've shadowed doctors for about 3 years now. And other surgeons. I'm looking forward to working with you all.
That's incredible. I look forward to working with you as well. I'm not quite sure what our qualifications would be. Several years in the Feywilds under a satyr, learning bardic magic. And we've been healing people here for a while, so... And so far, nobody's died under our watch, so I guess that's a plus.
Wonderful.
Excuse me.
Well, I would most likely perhaps
Establishment the Misty
require a bit of
Shore
your help
Guildhall?
then. I'll step
We'll have to do what we can.
If you're so kind.
Certainly.
Perfect. I've been,
Well, I don't know. I will be doing a procedure here within the coming, I'd say, week. A guild member is wanting a transplant of their head case. They'd like me to.
Excuse me, sir. Sorry to interrupt. We need your calm emotions outside.
All right.
Okay, take it down.
Pardon us.
Pleasure speaking with you.
Take care now.
I'm sorry for interrupting. It's just a quick emergency.
Deep breath there, Della. Try to breathe.
What's going on?
My apologies.
We need calm emotions for her.
Hi.
Emotions, sleep,
Emotions,
whatever.
please.
Let's try something quicker then.
Breathe through your mouth.
Sleep.
Slowly. Just gonna grab. There you go. Emotions could have went, but oh well.
For you in every single way possible, right?
We weren't quite sure what was happening, so we wanted to make sure.
You know what? There's too many things going on for me to honestly have a reunion with you right now. 1 minute. Excuse me, Sleeping Beauty. Thank you. Sorry.
Oh?
So like, did you just leave the corpses around, or gotta get upstairs?
My name's Dr. Rowan. I've been brought on by Mr. Ryash.
I should.
Practitioner and surgeon. Figured I'd introduce myself to you.
The vampire smelt blood, got angry, and put it in.
Oh, gee, I wonder why.
Good to know. Thank you, Mr. Ash.
At least it was handled.
Jesus, maybe it's because one of us has their clothes.
Why am I going here? I'm an idiot.
Just figured I would introduce myself
sorry.
accordingly.
I need
I
a
have
drink.
8 years of medical experience and 3 years in the field shadowing. Been a much better surgeon, and here I am today. Just figured I would introduce myself. Sorry.
It's fine. Bit of a warning. You're going to be putting your skills to practice quite a lot here.
I've gotten the memo already.
Yeah.
That's an understatement.
A lot of people here don't know the meaning of restraint.
Oh, that's joy. Idiotic folk injuries. Joy.
Self-preservation is not one of the motto.
Unfortunately.
Perhaps I should lecture it into them then.
Is she gonna be
If you could, yes.
Play a stupid game, you win a stupid prize.
Oh.
Yes, exactly.
I had to put her to sleep.
Yeah.
It's just a sleep spell. She should be fine.
Introduce myself to you then.
No, I know, but...
Thorn.
Of course.
Is that Marble?
Pleasure to meet you.
We've heard that vampires, if they smell a lot of blood, can have something of a blood frenzy.
I don't know.
It probably might have been a little too strong for just a calm emotion spell, and sleep at least lasts longer.
I'm just.
I see.
Doesn't matter to me.
Wonderful. We love to hear that. Well,
Mr. Chirpy.
Step around then.
One of the things are.
Well, that works.
Yes, I think.
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Ciao.
Pardon me.
Oh, your friend.
Yeah.
Big sister.
Yes.
No.
Emily?
Anywho, is there anything that I should do in the meantime? Familiarize myself? My place of work?
Dreamtopian.
We don't exactly have an infirmary due to the fact that this is not
Another
our
Dreamtopian?
building.
Seriously?
So,
I don't know if they're referring to themselves or me.
for most part, we use the
Is everything alright, Mr. Reich?
So, up in the dorms, there's a lot of very spacious areas that if someone's injured, you can yeah.
Sea Serpent Dorm, the one with the snake and the strange head symbol. Raw steak to that one. As soon as you can.
Raw steak?
You mean
Vampire.
the Leviathan-looking symbol?
Right.
Sure, that one.
Raw. I don't know what you're asking of me.
Oh, raw cow meat.
Oh, you want meat to the dorm? All right.
Yes,
to my
understanding.
raw meat. Gotcha. Oh, okay. I
Vampire.
heard raw steak, and I'm like, are we talking like a wooden steak? Like
No, like beef.
Can they be raw?
I don't want to steak the vampire. I want to give a steak to the vampire.
No, that is a very good distinction, Mr. Reich, in that particular case.
I'll get out my vampire hunting kit. Hold on.
Are we hunting vampires?
Please do not unethically.
No.
No. It was a joke.
No, I've never done that before.
Yeah, leave the vampire alone. Anyway,
My apologies about my earlier introduction.
The dorms are usually a good place where you'll have to enter and do medical there. We've used on occasion the tables here as mock.
Very sanitary.
Speaking of which, we need to prestidigitate those two.
But we have prestidigitation and we do clean the
Oh, Mr. Silver.
I haven't blown.
Made sure of it.
Except that. I have my ways.
Keep on forgetting the power of a bard.
Well, I mean, are you just presentation there, right? That's
Yes.
why you just sit there?
Yep.
Because of
Okay.
what we saw of the tables a bit ago. We didn't really have
What did
time
people
after
do?
Mr. Ark. Left Mr. Ark here for a while.
I swear, we need a better place than just these tables.
It's in the works. We learned this from Mr. Reich. It's in the works. An actual infirmary in the new building. Once it's done.
Antibacterial?
We had the same question. Hmm?
What's wrong with a good wooden table?
Not the best
Okay, would
for
you
a
like
medical
to put a
bed.
person on it who's bleeding out? Yes.
As long as you put a cloth over it.
A lot of the times you don't really have time. Also, it's still not that comfortable. Having been on them a couple times, they're not that comfortable.
She still has a point though. We should probably just go ahead and like just put cloth in them ahead of time. That would save so much
Quite
problems.
possibly. What do they call them? Don't they have like the plastic ones? Maybe we should get some of those. Then we can just take them off and throw them away or something.
Don't harm the police. They fight back. Of course.
Doesn't that cost money? You just get a cloth one and just use bleach to clean it every single time.
I guess that's true. But if there isn't enough time, then we'd have to keep.
product called Kitchen Gun.
Oh, what?
Kitchen Gun.
It's not all the time that we have enough time to be able to put a bunch of cloths out over things before people need to start healing.
I mean, but like now's the time. We could just literally just put it on ahead of time.
But yes, but then people will
Right
start
now,
eating
I
on
just-
it and get some food stains, and then that'll mix with blood, and maybe not the best. Turn sanitary? Oh, Mr. Dennis. We'll work on it. We'll workshop it.
Are you asking about Bishop?
Yeah, that's right.
Bishop.
Yeah, Bishop. He also has tiny little Bishop drums.
Hi, Sasha. Okay, Miss Sasha.
We're discussing about plastic for
I don't know if he's here right now.
drapes.
We could have an engineer look at him.
At least until the infirmary's done.
Question.
But yes, Mr. Dennis.
Is works here.
Who do I talk to about getting a dorm here?
Okay. I'm gonna tell you right now.
That would be Mr. Autumn at the moment.
Bishop drones.
Yeah.
I mean, there's one
I think I'm gonna go take a walk.
Behind the desk.
We also have a few skull drones roaming around.
Okay.
If you don't mind, I'd just like to take a moment to actually walk outside.
Oh yeah, sure. There's a lot of people in here anyway.
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah, there is.
That would be me. Yep. Why?
Oh, hey, Mindwipe, how you doing? It's been a
Do you
while.
have one in mind, or?
Hey, Parrish, how you doing? Why am I in wait, why am I in trouble? Oh, is this from before? I wasn't in fucking trouble. I was doing my damn job. Fuck you, Parrish. Also, hi.
Give me a moment.
Huh?
5 segundos.
He did the thing! He did the thing! He got the dicks off the foot!
Explain.
What's the name?
Is it wooden?
My name?
Yes, your name.
Is everything alright?
Dennis?
Another person said the opposite and said we weren't supposed to be in the
I just got here. What's happening?
I started to get scared because then I
Not quite sure yet.
came into the office and you would have seen me and then you would have gotten mad.
Who was the other person in the
Go
office?
upstairs into the dorms. You don't.
Okay, alright. Scaly.
I ask you don't enter the other dorms. Just
I mean, you never know.
Oh my god.
Dorms up there.
New weapon?
Very spacious. Junk beds. 4 of them.
Yes.
I mean, it looks
She's
like
currently
he's
one of the
got
domes relaxing. She's feeding on some steak.
Alright.
Oh, also, magic lesson in 2 minutes in the library. I'll meet you all there if you wish to attend. Basics of magic and the arcane and your first spell.
Does Mr. Rayash have an enchanted shoe?
Probably not.
We have no idea about the enchantment, but it does seem to be a shoe, so he does seem to collect interesting weapons, doesn't he?
Thank you.
If it can scare Scaly that much, it must be powerful though. So it probably does have an enchantment.
Yeah. You said you
Oh no, the chancla is a forbidden weapon.
No, I don't have any mana.
Forbidden?
Immense power.
It doesn't matter.
Oh.
Have you tried to circle?
Intimidation levels off the charts.
Okay.
Apparently so.
It might be good to go and learn.
Alright, noted.
A
If
spell,
he takes off
and
the
then you can
chunk,
try
My mother had
be
one
careful.
of those actually. Then again, she was mute, and it was a lot more menacing than it should have been.
Behind you, dingus.
I'm right here.
Good to see you.
Oh, that's right, she's doing this lesson now, I believe.
Good to see you again, scholar.
Yeah.
It is very casual.
Thank you. Cast your first spell, at least you know for rituals.
Ships down.
One a perfect place to train your mental fortitude.
Technically fully associated with mechanics.
Woo!
I heard it.
Very simple spells.
Hmm?
One of them minor healing.
No, that's actually not as simple.
Hi there, are you okay now?
But it's gonna have a basis.
Yeah. I'm alright.
Sorry about that. We thought it might last a bit longer than a calm emotion spell.
I'm alright.
They seem to be gone.
So it's alright.
I read it. You know, I already read the book. Reddit.
Mr. Dennis! Looking forward to a lesson?
Yes, I
Yeah.
was grabbing some of my notes.
He told me if I listened on this, it might help with learning the minor healing that you were going to teach me.
Yeah!
Alright, everybody.
I might as well sit and listen.
Okay, if anyone here is for the library and for the books, I will be a tad loud to project my voice, but I encourage you to grab a book and still read, possibly listen. If you wish to do your own self-independent studying, there is the other room if you need more peace and quiet. I think this is everyone. It is. Good morrow, everyone. Welcome to hopefully the first of many magic lessons that I'll be hosting. Today, since it is the first, I will be teaching basics of the arcane and your first spell. More specifically, your first cantrip. So, first of all, to start off, to give you a bit of a history lesson, because yes, I'm that kind of teacher. The origins of magic differ wildly, especially in the verses. But, within my realm, it was said that one god created magic, and thus controlled it from there, and controlled the weave as it was. The weave is a almost extra-dimensional force, something we cannot see with our naked eye, and something that is nearly impossible to actually perceive itself. The weave is where we get nearly all of our magic from. It's where we pull things from. It's where we pull our ridiculous effects, our beneficial spells, etc., etc. The god of magic created this so that we mortals can pull from this near infinitely crocheted web of knowledge and use it to our advantage. There are now 2 gods of magic, but that's another history lesson. Some fucky things happened back home. We'll get into it another time. For now, all you need to know is that the weave exists, and the weave is where we obtain most of our magic from. Now, why do we have mana? Or at least most of us have mana. Mana is one's own life force. It technically isn't your actual life force that keeps you necessarily alive, but it is an energy that your body creates, no matter how little or how much, depending on how much you've trained with mana, your species, circumstances in your life, your affiliation with magics, etc., etc. Look inside yourself, if you somehow can, or try to feel something. Maybe there might be a pool of mana, or something similar to mana. Effectively, there may or may not be something. If you don't have it, don't worry, you may or may not be able to create one. It will be small, and it will grow from there. Much like, depending on certain volatility of magic for certain folks, it may feel as it's almost an organ containing a liquid or a gas. For others, it's just simply their body is the entire vessel containing some sort of energy. It differs wildly, the names will differ wildly, and even some of the effects that it can produce may differ wildly, especially if you're corrupted with wild magic, which, if you are, I'm so sorry. Which brings us to this. In order to see who here does have something like a mana pool, a small bit of it, I would like to propose something. To learn your first cantrip. Something as simple as this. This is Mage Hand. This is a spell that nearly every wizard, caster, or something knows, because gods damn it is it useful to have a third hand whenever you're writing. I can also teach prestidigitation if Mage Hand doesn't work out, but you all, hopefully almost all of you, should learn something akin to a very easy cantrip by the end of this. Does anyone have any questions?
Does my hell presence count as magic?
You sound very far away, my good sir.
Sorry. Does my hell present work as magic, or counts as magic? Basically, I
Hell presence.
Yes, basically I have to like activate this device right here. Cameras won't be able to see me, and then people can basically you be properly.
So that exactly is not a form of magic per se, that you or a form of mana. Sorry, a form of mana that you can pull from. It is most likely, I'm assuming, is a magical effect. So perhaps your body does contain something that can connect with it, which is why you can actually do it. Although that is just a maybe. Once again, this does not apply to everyone or everything. You may be different and you may not be able to cast, or you have even an aversion to magic, which I'm so sorry. Any other questions?
What is a cantrip? I don't quite understand. Is it just like
Wonderful. So, usually there are different classifications of magic. Some people refer to them in levels, some people refer to them in general categories, but the one that is usually agreed upon are cantrips. Cantrips are spells that require so little mana or so little power to actually cast that they are not counted as spells that can actually exhaust your mana pool. I could cast Mage Hand, Prestidigitation, Thaumaturgy thousands of times, and I would not become mana exhausted. Which is a thing that happens if your mana pool is completely exhausted. You will actually feel very tired. It's, pain in the ass. But, that's besides the point. 1 minute communications. I'll continue, but yes, that is what a cantrip is. I have two, yes, I will have two here that are, I will have ready, and will hopefully be very simple to cast. One major part of magic is that you have to have a fair amount of concentration and mental, not fortitude exactly, but mental, a grasp upon your mental state, and perhaps a way to manipulate it better than letting your mind run 24/7. You need to be pretty good at concentrating on very specific things at times. So you will get better with that, trust me. A focus, there you go, bloody hell. I guess I'm not fucking focusing on words either.
They're hard sometimes.
Yes. Ren, good morrow. For those who have arrived late, cough cough that one, I'll give you all individually a set of notes to the things I've said before. So, everyone, if you could please come forward and stand in front of me for a bit if you wish to participate. For those who simply wish to watch, remain seated or however you like.
I'm very curious about
Wonderful.
this.
Wonderful, I love people who are curious. So, let's start with you, my friend. What do you want to learn? Do you want to learn Mage Hand, which takes a bit of practice not only in casting it originally, but even controlling it fairly well. It's a tad tedious, but it's a good spell to learn. Or would you like to learn Prestidigitation? You're able to clean surfaces or clothes in about a 1 to 2 square foot area. You can snuff out candles, bonfires, campfires, and smaller torches. Along with, you can produce harmless sensory effects like a bit of wind gushes past your face, confetti, a little bit of snowfall actually, and things like that.
I'll try Mage Hand.
Wonderful. Okay. So, everyone, listen to this, because this explanation will apply, and I hope you all can try it. So, with Mage Hand, it is a mana recreation of the hand of which you are casting with. So if you are primarily right-handed, it will most likely be your right hand. If it's your left hand, it'll be your left hand, and it will have all the imperfections and issues that your hand has visually. So if you have a mole, you'll have an arcane mole, which I still don't know why, but not really an important thing to know. So, what I want you all to start thinking about, to make this a little easier, put your hand that you're casting with out in front of you. Look around it, visualize it, look at it very close. The saying, I know everything like the back of my hand, make sure that's true. So, get a good look at it. Every crack, every bump, the wrinkles and the cracks, your fingerprints, etc., etc. You won't need to know every single little detail, but the more the better. With this, I want you to create an image in your mind of your hand cut off at the wrist. No blood, no bone, simply a solid form. Imagine that. Think about it, visualize it as much as you can. Separate the fingers, your nails, etc., etc. Have it all in your head. Concentrate as much as possible on it. If you want to close your eyes for this first time, please go ahead. That does usually help. Have that image in your head. If your hand has any markings, please try to remember the markings. That will actually help, usually. Good reference points. Now, with this is going to be a bit of a strange one. At the same time, you are going to, slowly but surely, keep that image in your head. Almost like, what do they do on computers? Like another tab in your browser? Is that how they'd say it? Yeah. Probably. Yes. Keep it there, visualized. Then, what I want you to do, keep your eyes closed if they are closed. If they're not, keep them open, closed, however you like. And look deep within yourself. Genuinely. I want you to try and visualize the inside of your body. Physically. We'll start there. Then, I want you to try and imagine almost a soul. Imagine and visualize that your body has something underneath the skin, the bone, the muscle, the organs. Something that is not visible to the naked eye. Imagine it. Your brain will imagine it, and it will take its form. Sometimes it is sometimes it's usually an oval of a pool almost, or sometimes it is a fair amount of gas floating around. You should be able to perceive some form of energy, and your brain has decided what it looks like. Now, what I want you to do is once this is visualized, and you can feel a little something in your body, maybe around your chest, your arms, maybe even your legs if you're a little weird. I want you to take a deep breath, and with this deep breath, you're going to imagine that energy that you've imagined is now filling the visual space of that hand that you have, and you will do that as you release. And usually, on the first try, a mage hand should appear. If it doesn't, keep breathing in and out and keep imagining more mana flowing into your representation of your hand. I'm going to... Who has got it?
Oh, I do. There it is.
Very nice. Keep your hand open for now, because it is a bit hard to control the fingers a bit. Just try to slowly curl each finger inwards at first, until you make a full fist. And then outwards. Same thing, in the reverse. And get used to it. If you do have it out here. Now, I just want you to keep open hand or a closed fist and just move it about in a bit of a circle, bit of a spiral, then in the reverse opposite direction when you're done with that. Move it around a bit, and just try to keep that form concentrated. Keep that hand concentrated. Don't lose sight or lose the picture in your mind of your hand. That's usually when the spell dissipates. Other than this fine fellow, who has casted it here? Nothing on you, alright. Good job, Ren. Very
Takes a
nice.
few tries.
Mm-hmm. It does usually the first few times. Anyone else?
Not surprised if I won't get it.
No issue. There's practice.
You can do
I
it!
recently learned I don't have any mana.
Well,
At least
you're cheating.
not much.
What?
Have you achieved it?
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay. Do those stretches at first, and then I just want you. Eventually, after you've done your stretches, you're moving. If you have it out, locate your nearest bookshelf. And I want you to just reach out with the mage hand, pick up a small book with it. Grab, and your hand, your actual hand, will usually feel a little bit of resistance. Close your real hand, and your mage hand should form around whatever has grabbed and have a book. Grab that. I suggest trying some of the lighter books at first. There you go. Wonderful. To those who have been able to cast it, congratulations! You have learned the cantrip Mage Hand. I'm very proud of all of you. Very good.
Woo!
To those who have not been able to cast it, to those who were not able to cast Mage Hand, I would like all of you to try concentrating a bit more, seeing as you go from there. And if you are not physically able to, even after a few days of practice, then, well, perhaps seek other means. But that's what I can tell you. Congratulations to those who did. You just learned Mage Hand. There's your first spell, everybody. Lesson over.
Thank you.
Woohoo!
Thank you.
If any of you have any questions, concerns, extremely hard questions, please direct them towards me.
What is the meaning of life?
42! 42!
42.
What does that mean? What? I'm missing something, obviously.
I have a lot more to hide from my unit.
Don't worry, you'll get it eventually.
What the hell? That was a lot.
I did learn
Just
something.
then. When are you teaching again?
Thank you. It'll depend. I will usually. Yes, 1 minute. I will try to teach maybe once a week, perhaps on Wednesdays and Fridays, but it'll be slow but sure. I'm not exactly the best magic teacher, so I am learning as I also go. So, you, my good sir.
What do you know about paladins? Because I'm trying to learn about them as well.
Paladins, most of their magic is granted to them by their god as a gift for being so fervently religious. That's usually how it goes. From then, depending on the god, usually good, they will gain abilities to heal naturally. They will gain access to certain spells. Smite is a really fucking good one. And things like that. Smite is usually where whatever physical attack you're making is enchanted with whatever holy power or unholy power, so it hurts that much more. And eventually you actually should become resistant and immune to all diseases as a paladin, which is a strange one, but like, it's one of the things that paladins have.
Well, shit. I'd take that.
More magical diseases would probably work, but you know.
But you know, you have to, like, worship a
How
god.
does one become a paladin?
Generally.
You know,
Sorry, I'm not religious.
We don't really have paladins where I come
Sorry,
from, and the
please
last
repeat.
time I ran into a group of people that worshipped a
how
god,
does one
we kind of
become
went
a
to war,
paladin?
so I think I'm good.
Like I said, you have to find a god that you are will fervently worship, and you fervently believe nearly all
we
of
have
their
gods where I come from, but they just grant us the different magic.
all of their values, their teachings, their beliefs, and eventually, if you do things that are aligned with
they're
the
not
god,
gods. They're not
they
exactly
will usually,
demigods.
hopefully, look upon you as that mortal, and slowly but surely grant you more powers to do
defensive, and there was
their
alchemy.
beliefs and carry on their
Three
image.
like minor gods just mastered each. It was weird.
You probably have to look a bit more into it, but that's the gist of it.
Could you help me with that later?
What aspect? Because there's a lot of it.
I don't know. It's just the start of it, I guess.
I can give you a book or two on some paladin history and how some of the first ones came to being.
Yeah, I spent the last 8 hours or so.
We didn't know you were looking to become a paladin.
Thinking of maybe becoming.
Better than new.
Might as well.
And you know what, Dennis? That would work really well for what we're trying to do.
Did you have a question, good sir?
Yeah.
We definitely probably wouldn't be able to teach you any paladin spells, but that sounds exciting. We can tell you stories about paladins.
Does my gadget go with it as
Yeah,
well?
no, it's still a lot
Basically
to
making
learn
like,
from
I guess you could call it a mini
You're
guild.
amazing.
We'll try what we
Not
can.
necessarily a guild,
And
but
it
it's a
turns you
group.
invisible, if I remember
Of
correctly.
hunters, we hunt demons, monsters,
I'm
anything
invisible to
supernatural that
cameras,
seeks to
and
cause any kind of trouble.
noise is like
I
suppressed.
believe it's a demon hunt, and a paladin would work
It is
fine.
magic.
However,
If
Be
it functions
cautious
magically,
that it is
no,
not Clover
spells
Crest.
usually don't affect things
A
like
tree.
that
Told me about
unless
that,
you
actually.
attack the object
last
itself
week.
directly
Yeah, that's
with
also
a
true.
spell
Imagine.
that were to damage it. But, you know,
I don't
that's
remember where.
still
but
even...
I think you told me about.
You should be fine. Mage Hand won't affect anything.
Understandable.
It's really good to make sure the god is actually a god, too.
Fresh, I don't think we've actually met yet. I'm Tequila.
No.
I Tequila a while ago.
How does that one work?
Yes, I did see.
Huh?
For your
Oh, you know,
training,
there are a lot of like
How does that
trickster
one work?
creatures that pretend like they're
I would
gods, and then they're
suggest
like,
try
I'm actually a demon, no, I'll make a contract with this person, but tell them I'm a god. That kind of thing.
So perhaps it could go from there.
Oh,
Something could
okay, got
develop.
Yeah, I came
would
to
also
like
make deals.
observe and try to
Also really true.
learn how
Oh,
this stuff
okay.
works because Autumn thinks I might be able to
Okay.
learn ritual magic like he does, but I need to know what the spells do first, so that's why I came.
Well, I would suggest reading. Trust me. Just try some
No,
of the
I've been
more
doing a
basics
lot
of
of
the
that,
arcane books. There's a couple right down there in the corner on that one. Just try to get sort of an understanding of it a little bit. And
That's where I'm
usually
at right now, yeah.
somehow the magic can flow once you do understand it more. But depending on whatever other circumstances, it may or may not. So, I wish you best of luck on your journey, and I'll be here to support it every step of the way.
I do have one more question. How would I learn the other spell?
Prestidigitation.
Crystal Digigration.
My teacher might have called it that at one point.
Presto. Maybe.
D.
D.
Digi.
Pretzel chips are tasty.
Prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation.
Oh, perfect.
Prestidigitation.
I wish it was that simple. It is a bit of a tongue twister. So that one is a little bit different. It's actually a different set of spells that are all just under one spell sort of category, truly. Because it's all very small. It's depending on what you want to do. Here, I'll give you some homework if you're up for it, but I won't explain too much. Find a candle. Make sure it's off.
Perhaps maybe even.
Okay, you're gonna give me something different because I can just snap a candle on and off if I want.
Okay.
I have a fire
sensory
affinity,
effect.
so fire is.
Yes.
Ooh, haha! You came to the right guild master. Okay, let's try some of the harmless sensory effects.
That's when the guild.
I want you to.
Oh, please no.
I tried.
I want you to get something sensitive to wind, maybe like a little house plant or some loose papers on a desk. And I just want you
in a library
to just. And I just want you to just try to snap your fingers. Either snap your fingers, or if it's usually the wind one, try to almost miniature these movements I may usually do whenever you might want to control wind magic like this. You have to go with the wind, try that, but with just your fingers and just the hand. Just like that. Sort of a quick...
No!
And if you want to snap your fingers and make confetti, you can also do that. But the main concept here is that you're trying to focus that same thing of energy onto the tip of your fingers and have it release. Ahem. Alright. Is that what you wanted?
Hmm?
What the hell did I just watch?
You're a pervert.
Rayesh, I've only got one question from the class.
But
I knew that's where he was going with it.
please.
Why were you British?
What?
What's a
Why weren't you?
People keep calling me British. It's just my accent from Baldur's Gate. It's what I grew up with.
Very much.
Is it? Is that what you? Okay. Well, I'm from Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate had that accent where I was from, at least the part I lived in.
Wait, turn around.
I'm assuming I missed most of the class, didn't I?
What do you want?
Sounds a lot like
Most probably.
Catcher.
No.
Oh well.
Tell people mage hand.
So 40 years I lived with a man who had the accent, and then for the rest of the time I lived in
That
the
was
city.
handy. Oh well.
You know, for them the 80s.
I'll learn at some point.
We get it.
I don't know. I mean, I have my Elvish accent.
Oh, that was. You know.
Clever.
I'm not gonna lie. That was completely an accident.
Yeah, go on, speak your...
I'll try to get rid of the gruff, because some of the gruff is actually part of the accent.
Actually, why
We could try to explain it how he explained it, but though we couldn't quite get it ourselves.
What is this?
Oh. But yeah, no, we.
That's Spanish.
Room there that's for magic. But then again, I guess it's probably better because of the stone that's floating there we can't put magic into.
Yeah, he does.
The only Elvish I know...
They said there would be notes
literally
too,
have
since a few people came in late too.
someone who's from Spain.
Oh, okay. Come on, because I can honestly working on some shows. My own time. Cheese is nice. Did you know cheese is actually lacking in the kitchen right now?
What, really?
Yeah.
Oh, alright. Make a note of that then.
No, I think that you have a
What's her
I
supposed
mean,
to be working on,
hypothetically,
Mr.
there could be
Silver?
actually people. Well, for starters, I figured that from watching a lot of people, a bubble of some sort for a shield is really something I've been trying to work on myself.
Ah!
But that's been really handy.
Right, it's very useful.
There's that. Trying to do something along the lines of mental magic a bit more.
Kind of bedridden. Got shot in the knee.
Oh?
And,
I need to talk to you.
Yes.
Enchantments!
Hopefully do something along.
Alright.
Not so much enchantments, actually, like, you know, casting fireball. It's more of an example of it.
Oh, we thought you said mental magics.
Yeah.
We'll see if there's anyone in
Oh, no, elemental.
Elemental. Understood.
Yes. Oh, gosh. Hello, Sasha.
I'm sure Mr. Reich would approve of the fireball.
Well, I'm not exactly aiming for fireball because that's like such a common spell, but yet very deadly and powerful.
Common, but we're told it's also the universal spell.
True. Even then,
Most things can be solved with a
more...
fireball. At least plenty of tales have said so.
Usually those tales that use a fireball has ended up with something destructive. Sometimes I read about how a fireball burned down an entire inn.
Exactly, but it did finish the problem at least.
But it caused another. The innkeeper was very upset.
That's true.
Gosh. Can we get out of here real quick? I'm sorry, it's just...
Right.
It's a new spell I've been working on, and right now it's causing me problems by standing in here.
Oh, alright.
Yeah, sorry. Hi, Sasha.
Hello. What would be something that would catch
Would you like to join me and Ebb and Flow here for a chat? Just, you know, talking normally, like people?
Like people?
I'm not really talking. Yeah, you know the thing that we usually don't get to do because there's always 10,000 problems?
That's never going to stop, really, so I guess we just have to kind of work our way in.
No. Yeah, so that's why I was maybe if I get the chance to meet you properly, Sasha.
Certainly. I am a person.
Okay. Yes, you are a person and a being.
And a bean.
Which I assume human, but I do not know.
Just hope there's not
Is she
actually a book
that
about that
precious?
here.
Well,
Might be, honestly.
Let's
am
let's
a
go.
fae.
Okay. Oh,
That's right.
I didn't realize.
I am not a bean. Beans are vegetables.
Oh no, it's like
It's an expression.
An expression people say, like when people are really nice. So they usually call them a bean.
Usually small.
Does that make sense? Yeah, that too. But
I am
A lot of
quite
people
short.
call Flo a bean.
I see.
well, aren't they just calling you a bean then too?
I guess it depends. Because usually it refers to the body too.
Sorry, let's go out to the campfire. Much better, nicer. outside,
Right.
because it's also outside.
We do need to have more bardic circles.
Why?
Oh.
Where are you going?
Good to see you, Mr. Ham.
Part of it too.
Hey, give me a second. You guys go ahead. I'm gonna go get my gun.
Yes!
Oh.
Fucking sit here and be told I don't got no fucking... I'm gonna take a shit.
It's finally gotten busy.
It's not even that bad. Most everyone here who is
Okay, sorry, let's go.
has a junk.
Sure thing.
I don't really know. I don't want to hear what Thrash just said there.
What?
If I can reproduce, that's...
If you're curious, what he just said is that he believes every synthetic has a junk. I don't.
Ah.
Probably wouldn't work either because chaos magic has a bit of, in a way, anti-magic to it.
Let's gather on the campfire and sing our campfire song.
We really do need to have another bardic circle around a campfire.
Yeah, we also been needing to do a camp thing. Remember we did that? In a
We
while.
really do.
Okay. Also, by the way, Sasha, what kind of fae are you, if you don't mind me asking? Since you mentioned that.
That is a difficult question to answer, I suppose.
Well,
We were
I mean, the only... Go on, sorry.
created.
Created?
I am, well, yes. Strictly speaking, constructed. I'm not sure that there is a meaningful distinction. In essence, I am two things that were glued together, I suppose.
That doesn't sound good. Like, so you have two souls, or am I
do not.
misunderstanding this? Okay.
Though there are two of me, kind of. Sometimes.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
It is a long story. I am working
Well, we
on
got
fixing
time.
that.
Oh, wait, so it's a bad thing?
That is relative.
Well, I mean, usually if you're fixing something, that means something's broken about it.
It is unlike Miss Ebb and Miss Flo. When the other Sasha is around, I am not.
The other Sasha. Oh, okay. But, like, Miss Ebb and Flo here are not broken or anything. I think they're quite
is
fine the
true.
way they are, right? So...
Strictly speaking, I am not probably broken.
Oh.
No.
Well, that's good, but then what are you trying to fix about it?
It would be, well,
Is it okay if
from
I
my
combine?
understanding.
Oh, absolutely. We're just having a chat.
Have a seat.
Understood.
The other
So-
Sasha is always awake, watching, and that is not fair, I suppose.
Huh? What do you mean? Like, it sounds like it's similar to Ebb and Flow here, where, I'm sorry, I hope you don't mind me calling them the other one. I assume if they're the same way, if they're always awake and aware, do you not get that same thing whenever the other Sasha takes control?
I do not. She is always awake, even when I'm sleeping.
Oh.
That is less great.
Hmm. I'm
And they
sorry.
can't talk to each other properly like we can.
Well, why don't you write down in a book and say,
We do
you know,
do that. Though, she can only, well, I suppose, strictly, she always knows. But, in my case, she leaves notes. Though, she is only around infrequently, and so, it is a slow process.
Well, you could also, like, ask people to, like, ask them questions for you in case they show up next time. So this way, like, you know, people can ask the questions you wanted to ask them in case they don't, answer you. Or find your journal or something.
Indeed. Miss JJ helped us with that once.
Oh.
Well, that's good.
Who's
I
Miss
believe
JJ?
she can come out if she wants. Though, if time is limited, then it is a strategic choice, I suppose. I do not know. I am not her.
Miss JJ
Though I
is
am, there is
Mr.
only
Sachi's
one of
familiar,
you.
we've heard.
Oh. Oh! Oh! I met them, actually! They kept teleporting around me in the Purple Lotus. Kind of interesting. Which...
She does do that sometimes.
Oh, that reminds me. So, they are usually part of a court. Which court are you a part of?
Neither. We were made by Winter. My kind took issue with that. We hide from Winter.
Okay. Is there a reason why, actually, or... Sorry, maybe that's too personal.
Spies. It is okay.
Oh?
We were made to appear as Summer Fae. But we were too different, so disagreed with the idea for us. And so we built enclaves and hid.
Oh.
But the Winter Court does not like that.
I see. Hello there, by the way, giant deer man.
Oh, hello, Mr. Geldier.
I don't know. Oh, is Gildeer? Oh my gosh, I haven't seen him like that in a while.
He used to look like that.
Oh.
I suppose he still looks like that. Given
Apparently
past experience.
Yeah, finger bang.
No.
I think it's called finger gun.
Why are you finger bang?
Oh yes, our teacher used to refer to the other.
Oh my god. But I see, Sasha. Cool. I'll have to keep that in mind. I guess if I ever need somebody to do, if you're still willing, possibly do some spy stuff or something like that.
I am happy to provide assistance when I can.
Oh, that's good. By the way, Sasha, so how come you always sound like you're synthetic? I know you're made by the Winter Court, and if I remember correctly, they're forced emotions of calm, and I really hate that myself, honestly.
I am uncertain.
Okay. Well, do you feel
I
emotions
do
still?
get that a lot. I am uncertain.
Well, if you ever
To some
do,
extent,
I guess,
yes.
express emotion. Oh, well, if you're something, I guess you could start a sentence saying, like, happy, and then your sentence. This way, like, people can read your emotions if you so wish.
I am told that the other me is more expressive.
Well, wouldn't you like to be expressive too?
I would like to learn.
Oh. Oh gosh, I feel like you'd be more better at this than I am, actually. Ebb and flow.
We're going to say, you could have just asked if you were interested. We could try as best we could. It's kind of our job to be expressive.
I do not know what to ask.
Well, what is it that you don't understand? How about that?
I'm not sure. I do enjoy people and their presence. Though, less so than books. Books are good.
Oh, books are amazing!
They are quite good.
Actually, I guess this comes into question so I can ask everybody here so I'm not just having a one-sided conversation so people can join in. What's your guys' favorite books? I guess if you want to start off, Miss Ebb and Flow. Or I can start off, if you guys want me to.
Well, at least for us, it's always been heroic tales, bardic tales, stories of adventures. Recently we found one in this realm, told by a great bard called Scheherazade, and it's called 1001 Nights. It's a large collection of stories.
Yeah. And then I guess we're
I
passing
don't
to you.
read books that often.
Oh, well, what's your name? How about that? Can you tell us that?
Biohazard.
Sorry?
Biohazard.
Biohazard. Oh, what a name. How about you, Brent? Do you got a favorite book? Also nice to meet you,
It's sort of the same as, I guess you could say, Miss Ebb and Flow. I got told quite a few of them by my mother, and I guess you could say some of the soldiers back home.
Okay.
We didn't know that.
How about you, Grid?
It's exciting.
I hardly read books, so I don't have a favorite one.
Well, what's something you like? Because, even Miss Ebb and Flow here said there about books they like reading.
I guess some people do have a hard time showing some old Korean folklore tales. They're old, but I don't remember them. I remember I had luck hearing them every time. They're nice.
I mean, I would love to hear some of them. It's Korean folklore. Oh, yeah. Next time you come along, see if you can get one ready. If not, it's fine. What about you, Scaly?
Oh, I guess my favorite book is El Libro de Química y Brujería. It has a very vast range of chemical compounds, some curses, maybe some runes, stuff like that.
Oh.
Brujeria translates to
And it taught me
witchcraft.
about the, and it taught me about the Philosopher's Stone. I kind of want it.
Philosopher's Stone.
I know who has it.
Okay. Really cool, Scaly. Give me a moment. Where the heck did mint chocolate chip? My chocolate chip? I'm so bad with names. Where did they go? It just appeared in front of my face and disappeared.
Maybe mint chocolate chip is like.
She does
Actually,
that.
give me a good scare.
Kinda does.
Yeah, it was
that
actually.
sometimes.
That was actually pretty scary. So the Philosopher's Stone and whatever book you just said there. Mr. Gildeer, how about you? You got a favorite book? Sorry?
That's Gildeer.
I want to get away from.
Yes.
That is Gildeer.
Did you say you have?
Set of poems.
Oh.
Oh.
And destruction.
Oh. Oh, like the beginning and the end, like Alpha and Omega. So, they're poems about creation and destruction. Is it like in your ancient language or? Oh, or if you don't mind me prying a little bit, because I love kind of reading about these things. So do they like depict the end of the world and the creation of it? Basically, just to make sure.
It's all a cycle.
I'd love to read that sometime. That sounds exciting, especially poetry.
Yeah, do you think
it's like music?
We can read those? Yeah. Oh, we should start a book club. We should definitely start a book club.
Karaoke book club.
Okay.
We sing about our favorite books.
You could.
Oh, dear God, I can't. No. Just sing if you want to. I just like talking about books. So, Sasha, your favorite book?
Hello.
Oh shit! Oh my god. Okay.
I would first like to ask a question. What is
Sure.
the purpose
What's your
of
question?
poetry?
Oh.
Philosophical.
Would you like new shoes or builder? Like all the
They meaning an emotion?
We would say it's just a unique way to. Oh.
Actually.
We thought you were talking, Mr. Geltier.
I mean, yeah. I was about to say, like, so go on. Ebb and flow.
Oh, we've always found poetry to be a more unique way to express your feelings and certain concepts in a way that flows like music without needing the tune to go along with it. But then you can put one to it eventually, if you like. It's that sort of connector between words and sounds.
Nice. I think so anyways. Thank you.
I'm sure other people probably have various definitions.
A lot of time, though, poetries are similar to a book of telling a whole entire story, or trying to talk about a whole entire situation, from what I gathered and what I've been told about poetry myself. Why the question, if you mind me asking?
I have never read any real poetry.
Oh?
Most of my books are, well, were educational, I suppose.
See.
I did have a fiction book.
Oh?
I'm not sure if fiction is the correct term. It may very well be real. But it is a story.
Motherfucker! Oh my god, I can't. Stop that, please.
She derives entertainment from scaring people, I believe.
So...
Yes.
From what I gathered, non-fiction is real and fiction is more, I guess, to put it in very simple terms, fake. I guess as people put it.
Fantasy.
This is the first time in the multiverse.
Yeah.
Fantastical.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Magical.
Even then,
Even fiction can be
I guess
real
in
with enough
some ways it's
creativity,
really-
though, so we wouldn't call it fake.
Right? Like...
People
it
tend
comes
to
a
make
point where, like,
fiction
you know,
real eventually,
story...
from what we've learned of history.
And even then, this is like the whole metaverse. I literally find that if there's a problem, it probably exists somewhere. Which is like... those books I read about it not happening or something like that, when people consider it non-fiction, or... Fiction, sorry. Turns out to be
That's why things
non-fiction
that
here.
happen around here don't tend to surprise me anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Okay, so, I guess I can go next. for books. So, similar here to actually Miss Ebb and Flow about heroic tales and everything. I always love reading those kind of fantasy books. One of my favorite books I remember reading fucking college. It's been so long though, and I can't really get my hands on an easy copy of it. Okay, but you're just gonna. All right. Anyways.
Hey, you gotta milk the cow. You gotta milk the cow.
What?
Oh God, Damien, look behind you.
Oh, it's gone.
I know.
Where'd it go though?
So
It appears in front of me. I'm gonna freak the fuck out.
That's literally inviting it to do that.
Yeah,
You literally are
Please do
inviting
not.
it to do that.
Please do not.
Alright, we're gonna let this hang on. Yeah, I was gonna say just close his eyes and it's all just a dream, yes. Wait, no, that's not gonna help you. Anyways, we're gonna continue on anyways. Yeah, I realized my poor choice of wording. But, there she is.
Wow, that did it too.
Okay, so, my favorite book, though, is a book called Aragon. It's about this guy who, before he was more living kind of a normal village life, didn't know his parents and everything, and, I think I remember this story right. It's been such a long time, so you gotta give me on that. In case you guys actually read it, but I doubt it in some ways. Basically, he was adopted by people, and it turns out he, ended up finding a dragon egg. And actually ended up raising this whole entire dragon to, like, into adulthood. And essentially came in a way like a, dragon tamer. And because of that, the dragon ended up being this magical creature that also experienced, Aragon. Surprise me. Oh. Sorry. Grant, Aragon magical powers. And ended up basically going on an entire adventure with his dragon and his friend. I think they named it Sapphire, too. Because it was a blue-scale dragon. And, she was a very majestic creature. Very smart, too. Huh?
I was just wondering if that's where Sapphire gets the name.
Oh, I doubt it.
That's a book.
Probably coincidence.
Yeah, it's a fantasy book I've read.
I mean, she's a dragon, though.
Even
Dragons
though...
are real.
Yes, they're very much real. It's just
Very much
that
so.
people label it as non-fiction, not fiction. Even though my world has like plenty of dragonborn. There's also tieflings walking about, elves, all sorts of creatures. It's so nice seeing all them around.
And pumpkins.
Oh,
Don't forget about the pumpkins.
how would you know? You've never been to my world. Like those are just more things. Oh.
Oh, I never. I mean, if there was magic, I'm pretty
One of my
sure there has
siblings
to
is
be
a
magic
tiefling,
without the
actually.
pumpkin.
Oh. Which reminds me, you're not half the back, are you? You're like a
No,
fox.
I'm a kitsune.
Hello.
Ah. Oh. Huh.
Hello, Ari.
Sorry. What's the question? Sorry.
Very bewildered with the fact that someone stole a dragon egg.
Oh no! They found it, not stole. Stole implies that like, it was already like in a dragon's lair. This dragon was literally just found out in the middle of the forest.
Yeah, just saw today, laying there.
And he helped raise it.
Maybe it was a magic dragon.
Oh, you know what it probably was? Nest got raided. And
Sapphire.
Speaking of dragons named Sapphire.
Nice outfit.
Yeah, no, speaking of that. Hi, Sapphire.
It only raised alarm for me. I am a sea serpent.
You're gonna tell just by looking at her face that she's
Oh!
So hearing that is quite jarring.
Oh my gosh, entire sea serpent. See, I only knew of like merfolk as they described it. So you're an entire sea serpent. Gosh. Is that guy okay?
Sorry.
Huh?
Why is he just groaning?
This one thing. Yeah.
I think he met WC.
Of course.
Did something happen?
Okay, hang on. We might need to portal him into the freaking room and put him on a table.
I'm really afraid of them.
He will not. I'm sorry, what?
Oh.
Yeah, that ghost one.
Him of something called a
scared
Tyranid.
shit out of him because it looks exactly like what he has a phobia of.
Oh.
Tyrion?
He appears to have a phobia of a creature called Tyrion.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, there's none of those around here.
Hi.
At least not that we know of. Hello.
Yeah.
Are you injured?
Just the other one, the one.
This one.
No, medic.
Oh.
There they go.
Be
the
nice.
The smiling
Stop
one.
fucking
It's kind of
scaring people. It's rude.
Oh, that's Miss Whiteship.
That's how it goes.
Very rude.
Saying that they love you.
It's alright.
Possibly want to eat you.
You're probably too big for us to help you up. We're not that strong, but
I mean, we can open up a portal to the blacksmith, and so Bishop can look at you just in case.
There we go.
There, you could do that too.
Which reminded me, I've been hearing that Clink wanted to hold on to Angelica.
Despite how I look,
All right.
Yeah, it reminded me of Tyrion in the fear.
Hmm. It's alright. It's okay.
I'm not sure you got much to worry about with all that armor on.
Can you handle magic? We have calm emotions. It should help you relax.
That might be the chaos magic inside me. It's similar to what I've heard is called anti-magic with a bit of dark magic. It's confusing.
Anti-magic.
It's just the smiling one. It looked similar to a Tyrannid, and it's kind of
Oh, we see. It's alright. You have nothing to worry about.
Yeah, you might just have to
no one
walk
get
it
hurt
off.
here. Yeah.
Hey, guy. Yeah.
Okay.
Miss Whiteship doesn't.
Here, let me stand up.
Mhm.
Pretty sure she's not a Tyranid.
No.
Just the face looks
Sasha,
similar.
were you aware the last 3 seconds?
How do you feel about giant trees?
So hi, I'm Eb, by the way. My sister Flo.
back.
Oh, I'm fine with giant
We've been
trees.
talking to the robot.
Okay, cool.
Like the one that's here.
Okay.
Yeah. Shambles is over there.
Oh wait. Oh wow. Is it here?
Where? Oh, that flex. Were you aware that your eyes started glowing a really light
I don't
blue?
think he's bigger again.
Yeah.
There it is.
No, I think he is.
It's been a while since we've
I
seen
like that.
Shamble.
I want to give me head
That would
pats.
be the other one.
Maybe he's like an evergreen and just grows
She
over
seemed
here.
to just say hi and say goodbye real quick.
Ah.
I am not certain.
Look at the ground.
He did not leave a note.
Look at the ground. Look at the ground.
No, it's not like they could. They literally just like there for like 5 seconds.
Oh, Flux.
Well, would you like me to point it out in case it happens again, or?
I suppose you may. Or not. I am sure it will be alright.
Well, did they ever give you a name what they are other than calling themselves Other Sasha?
Did Ari
We are both Sasha.
Ari left, didn't she?
Okay.
Ariella?
There
I
has
won't
been
bother
some
you, 'cause
confusion on that matter.
Was over there.
I am not sure
Of
either.
course.
We should help the injured man.
Everybody.
Yes, no, definitely.
Let's gather around
Oh.
the campfire and sing our campfire song.
Oh my gosh, I really knows it.
Apparently.
I'm fluxing a bit here.
I feel like those are
yes.
Yeah.
There's a bit
I
of
might
flux.
actually have to do. Currently, I'm living at a tent, so I might have to go back to my tent. Right?
Yeah, you should
We
go
understand.
do that.
Yes, if you need to step out, we understand.
The flux is. Oh yeah, the flux is.
Of course.
Who are you?
Hello?
Campfire song.
Yeah. I'll probably be back on Wednesday. Hopefully, to Bishop.
Hey,
That's
Alright,
definitely
then.
not a campfire.
hey, I can trigger
for
this guy.
stopping by.
Watch this. Blood for the blood god.
As if you're saying it around a campfire.
It does not have. I'm not with that.
Oh.
See, I triggered him.
What? What?
I mean, if I know they're behind me, it's not that scary.
Long story, it's the armor.
Are all up in my shit immediately.
Just
what
look
That's
at
actually
it.
where I'm from, and I'm not allowed to go there anymore because I punched Corn in the face and broke his jaw.
Ah. We're not sure who that is, but it sounds like punching somebody in the
He's a
jaw.
god of chaos.
Oh. Got it.
Yeah.
Well, good luck.
So that's why I'm kind of here too. You shouldn't be able to follow me through here or to Zafira.
That's a ball.
The what?
Anyway, so I'm gonna go to my
Where the ball go? Where the ball go?
tent.
Yes. Sorry.
Alright. Have a good night then.
I wanted to ask you. That staff we got on that mission.
Good night.
Oh, you mean the staff that does microwave?
Yes. Oh. Good night, Core.
She finds
Have
it
a good night.
scaring you. You stop being
Good night.
scared.
Yes.
If you're asking if I have it, I. Okay. Don't. Have
Shenanigans.
It. It's. Shock has it.
Shock has it.
Yeah.
Hear me, Scaly's a pretty Alright, then I have to find them.
I'm heading out to my
happy
camp.
See, on a recent adventure that I went on a mission.
Good one.
Yeah, unfortunately,
I found items.
I gotta join you guys on that mission.
Yeah, on that mission there were, I know of 7 items that seem to have a similar affinity to that staff.
Oh? Well, definitely bring it to Shock. That might. Oh, actually, no.
Yeah, I need to.
But, yeah, definitely take it to Shock. I'm gonna look at it from there.
Yes, I need to find them, but I believe they're here today, so.
Is something stressing you or something, Ethan? Is that why you're trying to keep calm?
So how have you been?
I'm fine, Silver.
Thinking about things.
I mean, you remind him about the thing that's
I'm better recently.
stressing him out. Wasn't that stressing him out before?
I mean, so if you're calm, your eyes glow yellow like that?
Oh yeah, is that normal?
I know your father's probably watching for the other eye, but
Huh?
you know what? I'm just gonna flat out say.
You know, they were glowing yellow and I kept staring at
I'm thinking
that
about
and
making
you were humming and I was having a conversation.
That will help the inside of your family.
You should look in the mirror next time. Don't have one on me.
What kind of group?
Remember when we went after Pooh in those tunnels? The uniform I
We
wore?
do wish Miss Veronica had stopped by today.
I
She
want
might
to
have had a
bring
line
back
though.
Yeah. I try to help her.
About that.
Ever talk to one of my friends and everything.
Yeah.
You know. Unfortunately, she
That's
couldn't
why
help.
I wanted to talk to him. Hi, Nick.
Oh yeah, Silver. Scaly's okay. The doctor looked at him. He should be fine.
Oh, so there's nothing
It's not gonna
really
like how
wrong
you
with
called
him
him
though?
that.
Okay.
Doctor.
He just needs to rest, I think.
What happened?
Hmm.
I'm all good.
Something. He can explain it better actually. What was it? Something about like a like.
Like a.
Oh gosh, a shambles. How the heck did he appear there? Did he just climb over the rocks?
Oh, hello, Shamble.
My gosh.
He climbs over the
there for a
rocks.
bit. I think
No,
he
Luna
walked
has
around.
been riding him like a steed.
Shambles.
Wait, what?
Hey, Dennis.
For once, I'm just having
Luna
a
has been
casual
riding him
conversation.
like a
That's what
steed.
you're asking. Kind of hard to hear things from many people.
How have you been?
Good to see you.
Oh my gosh.
That thing figured
We
out.
still have to deal with that.
Nope. Nope, it's still an ongoing process, and I figured it'll probably be that way for a couple months.
Yeah, he sometimes goes to the village, and the village sometimes feeds him. It's kind of what they said they do. Synthetic, being, you should turn around. Sorry, I don't know what you are.
And put it back inside of it.
He's a replicant.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Is this one of those moments where I fuck around and find out?
No, no,
Just wave at him.
Yeah, just wave high.
He is very large.
Yes.
I did get ripped in half.
If you
This is
remember that
great.
bit that was postponed from Wednesday with Scaly, he would like to do it today since Ty is here as well.
What?
Shambles? No.
No, I do not wish to sing.
Scaly's cooking lesson? Yeah, send it.
Hello, everybody's hanging around here.
Yep. We're.
She's gone.
If you were trying to scare me,
Hello.
I didn't mean to ask you because I talked to Link about it a little bit. Did Valentine stop in today and give me something?
Valentine, yes. Yes, they did.
shit running at me. I had to turn back
Why did
around.
she drop off?
Oh, hello.
Scrolls.
Hi, Shambles.
Yep. Sorry for prodding, it's just Valentine didn't tell me anything. about this whole process of getting eggs back.
Ah. We're not certain the details yet either ourselves.
Your turn.
We know that they went around trying to get some readings in the courtyard, and that might help. Hopefully they found something.
Flash. You actually get flashed. Camera goes off. You're not scary. You're just...
And of course, we're glad to help any way we can if there's anything we can do.
No, of course not. Thanks for on that question.
Ebb and Flow, I think it's your turn to say hi to Shambles.
Oh. Hello, Shamble.
Fire.
Good to see you.
This little demon. Hey, Cookie, come over here. I think I found one of your kin.
Vampire's gone, right?
Oh, Shamble. Hey, bud.
Yeah.
Are my sensors malfunctioning?
How are you doing, sir?
Good to see you, Chief.
No, you meant the weapon.
Here.
You good?
Hi, Eb.
Hello, Miss
Sounds
Luna.
like
How are
you're
you
having
doing?
a pretty serious conversation with them.
Luna's doing good, yes.
Oh, good.
You spoke to the clock later?
She literally wrote Shamble like
Yeah.
a...
How things been going with Miss
I'll tell you
Sasa?
then.
Is she still looking after you?
Good.
We're glad to hear.
Though, I should probably get her from Roger's place because I kind of forgot because I was playing Final Fantasy with Roger's kids when I got back from the moon.
Final Fantasy?
It's a video game.
Oh. Oh, we think we've heard about some of these. They're supposed to have very good music. We'll have to look into it.
I heard there's a lot of them. Which kind?
That's
And
exciting.
Shambles is now my seed.
Your seed?
He is my friend. He is my friend and my steed.
Oh, steed. Understood. Wow. Mighty steed you have there.
Everyone's climbing trees there.
That's good to see you. I'm glad things are going well.
Anyways, hug.
Yes.
Thanks more
Absolutely.
than that, Kenny.
Everyone seems to need hugs today, which is good.
Me there.
Mm.
He's your eyes, yes, yes.
Hugs are nice.
Very true.
Yes, I got it. That's true. Yes. Yes.
The IRF.
I found out the wonders of soda.
Ah. That makes entirely more sense. We cannot just create soda, Mr. Grid.
I'm working on can number 8. See, what they don't know is that I'm secretly have like two things called like bang or something like that.
Bang.
You got me again.
Apparently it's like this energy drink.
Oh. Oh god, the fucking bang! Well, just be careful with
If I
it.
just keep going around, then they won't know where I'm looking. They won't be
If
able
you do
to
it
get me.
inside, you might hit your head on the ceiling.
Oh. Wait, what?
How much thing did you drink?
I haven't drank any yet.
Oh. Okay, good. Don't drink any, please. Those are energy drinks.
Drink
I do
one?
not want to see. No.
Drink one?
No.
I'm hearing drink one. Who else is hearing
No,
drink one?
Probably not a good idea right now, especially since it's so late. Hi Shay, how you doing?
Do not
refuse to encourage people to explode their hearts.
Oh. That's what I
Thank
need to
you.
do. I need to find Mr. Clink.
It's
Is he
very
still
bouncy
around?
wood.
You're still gonna drink one, aren't you?
Maybe she's like very.
Look around.
Yeah, maybe she's like very worn
Mistress,
down.
part us for a moment.
I think I saw Clink.
Oh?
'Cause
Back
he was-
inside?
He was here earlier.
Ah.
So he's probably back inside, yeah.
Alright. Take a look for him then.
Let me see. Wow, it's dead in here.
No, possibly not.
Oh, are you done with alien hearts then?
Hmm.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, we're trying to figure out what the little ball thing is.
Did you guys find
Have you guys seen Clink?
No, I don't know who that is.
Not recently, no.
All right.
Interesting.
I guess we missed him. Oh well. Unless...
Howdy.
Possibly in the library.
But why? What made you choose violence? Good job attacking.
Oh, no, I suppose not. Oh well, we'll find him at some point. Thank you for helping us look, Mr. Dennis.
Oh, hey, if you're not busy, do you think we could do those lessons right now before it's too late?
Ah! We can certainly try. Here, how about...
Don't go out there.
The library is...
Bigger than shambles right now.
Damn it. Damn it.
Now I got
3.
What?
Attack his ankles.
Alright. One thing we're not entirely sure of is that if you're looking to use magic like a paladin, it's an odd thing, because bardic magic is very specific and takes a bit of understanding that can't just be taught in the same way as most, I guess things like wizards. Though I guess all types of magic are different that way.
Yeah.
We're not as good of teachers as Mr. Ryesh, of course, so... Which is honestly why we tried to sit in on the lesson to see how he might do it. How would we start this? Well, first things first. Sitting down is probably good. So at least the way we have always learned magic and been able to cast it, our teacher explained that bardic magic is something that is... What's the right term for this? It's a connection. It's a connection between the caster, performer, and the one they're trying to connect to, the audience. Sometimes that can mean different things. Sometimes it's all the people that you're performing in a tavern to. Sometimes it's to your party members when you're on a mission. Sometimes it's to an individual that you're trying to heal. And in the latter case, which is probably what you're going for since you want to learn healing magic, it's more finding a connection with the other's soul. Because, at least in our case, we can't heal... We don't really have the medical experience that someone like the doctor that we met earlier has. We haven't gone to school for it. We couldn't tell you what exactly different pieces of the body are supposed to do in the way that they seem to be able to. But through a performer's connection with the soul, we don't really need to. It's like... It's like the soul knows the body of the individual more than anybody else would. So, what we try to do is we inspire the soul and we give it some of our own mana to be able to take that and know what to do with it, to be able to heal itself. So, we grant the energy and the will to the soul to be able to influence how the body reacts and influence how the body gets put back together, because we obviously can't generally see inside when there's a deep wound. We don't know what exactly has been cut past the surface. So we rely on the soul to be able to see everything about the body and be one with it in a sense. And it does the rest. we give it the push to be able to do what it needs to do for itself when it's weakened. So at least to cast healing magic in a bardic sense, you want to first make that connection with the other person, or make that connection with the other person's soul. You reach out, you take your mana, and you could sort of grant it to the other person. You find trust between the two of you, and once there's that connection, that trust, it can take from you, and it gives back a bit, and it creates this, our teacher called it a flywheel effect, where the more you just add a little bit, and then it gives back a little bit, and you push a little more, and it starts turning like a flywheel. And eventually, the two connections become stronger, and it causes the magic to be able to start putting things back together. If that makes any sense?
Yeah.
So I guess the first step would be to be able to find that creativity within yourself, that magical drive to be able to reach out and connect. With us, that's through music. Some other bards use storytelling, some other bards use art or dancing. Something that can inspire, something that can draw a soul to you. What do you do for creativity, Mr. Dennis?
For creativity, I guess, just I don't know, I usually just punch stuff. I talk to people. Then again, I'm not really good at that one either. Yeah, I don't know.
I say you like to punch. Is there an art to that? Did you study? Did you learn from someone like the monks that we know of from our realm, the martial artists? That's why they call it martial arts.
Well, I mean, the last person to teach me that just told me just punch something as hard as I can. Yikes.
Never a dull day.
I'm gonna set it right here.
So they just taught you to punch things very hard.
Yes.
Okay.
That's kind of what I do.
Well, what do you feel when you do that? What goes through your head?
Usually what goes to my head is to just a lot of like tactical stuff, I guess. Like as in like you can't just go up and punch. You gotta make sure you punch the right spot. You gotta make sure that the punch actually means something, and to make sure to put all your weight into whichever punch you're giving.
So it has to be precise, it has
Which
to
for
mean
me,
something. That's art in a
which
sense.
for me, every time I punch something, it's 220 pounds of force.
Jack, thank you so much for the sub! Pardon me.
Punch him in DA face.
Oh my god. So obviously, if you're trying to learn healing, that's a bit on the opposite end of the spectrum. So we're trying to figure out How turn
Can't
that
punch the
into...
healing into somebody.
Oh no, generally that causes the opposite effect and you probably want to avoid it. But generally, at least for certain types of magic, you want to actually be touching the person that you're trying to heal, because then you can directly flow the mana that you have in and allow the soul to use it specifically from skin to the skin. That's how you do cure wounds. We have spells that can be done from a distance, just in case we're in the middle of a fight, and we're obviously not very good at fighting ourselves, so we try to stay in the back. But it doesn't do as much. It has the same effect, but it has the same effect of healing, but it's not as potent. The soul can't take as much. Because it's going from such a long distance, it also takes a while. So it can't get as deep and heal the more intense wounds. Surface things, good. It's good for making sure people are alright if they've just been sliced a few times, but... for the latter there, which can still work for people who are in combat at the time, it's a matter of finding a word or something that others can hear or see or otherwise experience when they're on the battlefield that first of all means something to you.
Courage.
That's a good start. You'd be something of a valor bard back in our realm if you have bardic talents. Those are the types of bards that we've learned go out onto the field. They rally people. They give them courage. They give them inspiration to hit harder and be faster, be stronger. But you want to find that word that can encompass your feeling on how you would heal someone, and how you would actively reach out to their soul and tell that soul, here's what you need, you can do it, you can stay alive, keep your body alive, let us help you.
Determination.
Determination. That's a good one. So if you can put enough of your own will behind that word, calling it out on a battlefield, if one of your allies is nearby and can hear you, its soul could respond. You can send out your mana, your magic, and allow them to grasp a bit of it and start to heal themselves. We call that a healing word. For us, it's simple. It's simply, it's a Sylvan word. It's language of the Fae. That's how we were taught, so it means something to us. But it's just a means of calling it out and knowing, and everyone else knowing that we're trying to reach out and help them. So maybe, have you reached into your mana pool before? Like Mr. Raish was explaining with the mage hand.
No, I've never done that before.
So that might be the first step for you.
Potentials.
You should have stood up and gone through the motions when Mr. Raish was trying to teach the mage hand. It might have helped you.
Yeah, probably.
Well, figuring out how to draw from your own mana pool will probably be the best and first step for you to begin to be able to draw and extend. We're not like Mr. Treval. We don't really have the ability to put parts of our own mana into others and help circulate or explain the best way.
Yeah, I understand.
But that's certainly the first step to any magic, is being able to find your own mana pool and learn how to manipulate it. And for there, it would be about finding that word for you, and for at least bardic magic-wise, being able to tap into the power within you, put it out through your voice, through your will, and then have it reach out to others around you. Of course, this isn't the only way to heal. There are plenty of other types of mages who do it in very different ways, like the paladin you wanted to become. That's certainly a different way of pulling from it. And wizards, sorcerers.
Speaking of the paladin thing, do you think you could, like, help me look through the different gods? Because I know what I'm looking for. I just don't know where to start.
2 minutes.
Hi, Dennis.
Ah, it's almost time. Well, we can certainly
That's
try.
what I was going to say.
Thank you very much.
Bye, Ebb and Flow. Bye, Dennis. Probably see you at the Lotus. Probably
have a good
see
night,
you
Mr.
at the
Boy.
Lotus if you're going. I don't know if you're going.
Most probably.
Okay.
Hey,
I will see
boy.
you three. You three later.
Or,
What?
Did anybody tell you what happened to Malachi yet?
What happened to Malachi? Is he okay?
Oh shit.
We
What?
can go to my place and talk about it because it's about to close.
Yeah, they'd let me stay, but they'd probably kick you out, so that's probably a good thing.
Wait, do you have a residence here?
Yeah.
Oh, I do too. I have a bed in the Raven's room. I just don't use it too much.
Yeah, I just recently got one today instead of the Phoenix.
Wait,
Well,
in
let's
what
talk
dorm? In what
outside.
dorm? Yeah, let's
Phoenix.
go. Oh, I'm stupid. Okay. I'm not.
Hi.
Boo! Actually, do you have a favorite book? I scared the crap out of everyone. I'm so
favorite book.
Why do you look like a Lesson?
I would love that. Yeah, I yeah.
You look like you've
Because you don't just ask people why they look the way they do, Mr. Daniel.
Well, you see, what I read about Lessons, like when I first saw him, I didn't realize I was Galdir. I didn't seem like Dave because I was just kind of in the courtyard.
Why is that? You weren't wearing that?
Good night, Sasha.
For no reason, he's calm.
Oh my god.
20, a
Sorry
nat
about
20,
that.
What a day.
I got to be like the electric window and I accidentally unmuted.
No, it's all good. I mean, like, you were just like talking in Joel's ear when he was trying to lecture.
He hums.
Oh.
Yeah,
I know, that was my
I
bad.
missed.
I was trying to click to a different tab on my window and I accidentally unmuted when I was trying to click the other tab and I didn't realize it.
I kept getting AFK'd.
I thought I would have to like do slash fucking put some impenetrable barrier or some shit.
And if I roll a nat 20 next time,
We learned
Yeah, we got some
more about the boy.
Yeah, we learned so much about people today. Yay!
People just seeing it together because we got
Yay!
We learned that he also likes the same type of stories because he got told them by soldiers and by his mom.
Yeah. And eventually we will make karaoke book club.
Favorite story.
Oh no! God damn it!
Oh no, it's fine. I'll save it for later. It's a good surprise.
Aha!
It'll be a good surprise in character.
Hi.
We'll just
Hi. Hi. I'm not your mom. That's my waifu.
Ruby reference.
You're my mother now.
That was the best little campfire scene ever.
Yee!
We finally got him. I'm like, this hot.
Hell yeah.
The title is the Turner's title.
Oh my god.
I didn't talk to everyone specifically, but
Yay.
it was nice.
I know, right?
Nice.
We're making karaoke book club whether you like it or not.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to try to get people and open a portal, it can probably happen.
Karaoke book club.
Karaoke book club.
Sing about
Hell yeah.
I just start rolling for hugs for you.
No,
Fucking baby, man.
Oh, shut up, Pothead.
Here's the boy.
Everybody got worried about you. I love how everybody got so worried about your freaking eyes.
Now I'm coming.
Where did you get
I know.
20, 17.
Boop. Giant boop.
You didn't even do. You were supposed to do 4 seconds of red at some point.
I did.
Oh, so I went around.
Cheater.
That's a haircut.
Cheater.
We got another transmission.
I'm gonna end my stream.
We now
I'll be right
have
back.
a name for them. The
Okay, chat. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope you had some fun. We got to learn some stuff about our guild mates. We tried to teach. I'm a very bad teacher. I tried my best. I was not expecting to do this today, but it's okay. We got through it. Hopefully it wasn't too confusing. But thank you again for the sub, Jack. It's good to see you. Thank you for stopping by Mindwipe. Everybody, I appreciate the fuck out of all of you. Who can we send some love to? Let me figure out some shit. Come on. Check. Who's online? So many people. It's always so hard. Let's see. I don't wanna. Kimchi's doing the last spell. Oh, Zab's doing a thing. Oh. Zab, I know. Let's see. I haven't gotten to raid Kimchi in a while. Let's send some love to Kimchi as he's doing the last spell. Kimchi VR. We need to fucking interact with Max again sometime. Anywho. Here we go. So. Set that up. There is my raid call. There's my raid call if you're subbed. I'm going to be deaf because I'm going to be in VR for a little bit longer, so please send along my love to Kimchi for me. I appreciate every single fucking one of you. I will be back most probably tomorrow night for, I believe we're back on D&D Wild Times and Wildmount. So that's exciting. Anywho, yes, please send Kimchi some love. And until next time, you all, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!
Goodbye, stream. Bye, people.
I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral dice holder. I'm proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral dice holder. I'm proud to be. In whatever sitch, like singing on Twitch or playing D&D. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral dice holder. You may call me obsessive, but I just border on being a collector and being a dragon that sits atop my treasure. That's so shiny. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral dice holder. And my partners love me for it. I'm a natural 20 when it comes to being me. I'm a time traveler, so alongzy. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice hoarder.